Let's check out the starting lineups for both Echo and Team Hawk. Here we go. From the Philippines, it's Echo, Sanji, Sanford, Benny Cutie, Carl TZ, and Yaoi.
And for Team Hack, we have Panda, Lola, Man, Gary, and Min.
Yep, it's these two squads coming through together. Dave, talk to us. What can we expect in this conflict?
Well, actually, for the two teams, I expect the mid-roam rotation synergy, especially for Team Echo, because I saw Yaoi, how he plays so aggressive. Can meet men.
Of 5. It's Echo on the play. Team Hawk answering back. There goes the Diggy and the Kaja. As well, Team Hawk getting rid of the Valentina and the Wanwan.
Oh, right now you still have Lolita available on the table, who's one of the best tanks in the meta because it counters a lot of the marksmen. Are they going to pick that up? I mean, that's something you have to think about. Also, the Hilda. Are we going to see that ban coming out right away just to make sure Team Hawk doesn't play their character?
Well, you know, yeah, I agree. The Hilda has been just a monstrous pick, especially for the Malaysian teams. They just love their Hildas, right? And their Hildas, well, they love it for a very good reason. It's been super successful. 100% win rate for both the Malaysian teams. But honestly, looking at it, it's a bit too situational to go for the bans early on here, especially in the first game, where both teams are still trying to read each other out. So we are just going to see another meta ban, a prio ban, with the glue getting taken out of play by Echo.
Blue monster being banned away. That means a lot of characteristics or characters are still on the table, right? We talk about Hilda, we talk about Lolita. Those tanks are available. Sometimes, right now, you can also pick up the Eve as the first pick, and that's still available as well.
We are 5 heroes deep into the bans, and Eve is still out there. So one of these teams has to make the call, and I'm guessing Echo's not shy to do that. I'm guessing, and I'm willing to wager they're going to do that here.
Well,
yeah.
You know, usually they do go for the Fanny ban. Whenever anyone's up against Echo, they ban out the Fanny. So the Eve, the Fanny, now open, up for grabs for Echo. What do they opt for? The answer is none. It's the carry for Benny.
Yeah, absolutely. You still have a lot of counters for carry. Lolita is one of the best options right now, but are they going to stick with that? Or again, we mentioned Hilda over and over again, but here they have the choice to do that.
If the Hilda does come through in these first 2 picks on the swing back after the carry, then does that mean they have to go Hilda carry? Because I'm not liking the Hilda into the Eve.
Agree.
It's so hard.
I think right now, the focus for Team Hawk has to be prio heroes, the Eve.
Oh, Eve.
I was expecting something like the Fanny, especially considering Gary just really likes that Fanny. A great Fanny player. We saw this at MSC. But it is going to be the Yuzong locked in. They want to create some backline threats here to really threaten the backline of Echo. But that's 2 signature picks. Yaoi on the Cho, and Sanford, presumably, on the Grok.
Presumably on the Grok. But when we know, I mean, either one, they have to play one of those characters, or maybe Grok in the jungle as well. But right now, Grok with a flicker, with a new patch came out, it's so insane because you really can't see the wall charge. You can charge from the end of it, and then he flicker onto your face, and you are just dead. So right here, I mean, most likely it's going to be a sim for Grok. And I cannot wait to see the Yaoi on the Chow, because this is going to be insane.
That's a signature pick if I've ever seen one. Might as well just make it a shoo-in if ever Echo wins. Ladies and gentlemen, one more pick for Team Hawk here. A lot on the minds of Coach Bob, seeing that one half of the Sansan duo already has their hero. That's the Grok. Leaves me wondering, and I'm sure a lot of people watching at home, what hero is going to the hands of Sanji. The answer, though, to the carry, the Irithel.
For me, honestly, looking at the compositions right now, Team Hawk don't really have a choice, right? For the gold lane. Because firstly, well, carry's been picked up. Wanwan's been banned away. Usually those are the 2 picks that you want to go for, but considering the amount of engages here, Team Hawk, Panda can't really go for that immobile carry in the back line. They can't go for your standard, just Beatrix. You need someone with mobility, and Irithel brings that to the table. Hasn't been too successful in this meta, but up against this composition, it's what works. It's what is viable, right? A good matchup too up against carry will ensure that at least the Irithel can lane properly, farm up to that item power spike.
And Irithel is actually lane bully. The skill 1-2 damage is really, really good. And I was expecting him to ban Hayabusa here. Because if you think about Irithel and Eve early game, they're lacking a lot of mobility. Yes, Irithel, once it gets the ultimate, the heavy crossbow, you can run really fast. You can start doing a lot of damage. But before that, you're more like just a Layla type of marksman.
Yeah, you're waiting.
Exactly. Same as Eve. Talking about lack of mobility. So, yes, they're going to ban the Hayabusa. Are we going to see the Fanny ban coming up?
Oh yeah, it's odd in high-level MLBB play, especially when we're talking about the past 6 to 9 months, to see a Fanny out there in the open. And now that we're taking out junglers, given that Team Hawk nor Echo have a clear answer,
is banning.
there, speaking of the devil, banning out the Fanny.
Too risky to actually leave it open, right? They do have the first pick, but it just shows you that Team Hawk have another pick up their sleeves,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you don't want to Fanny into a Croc or a Cho.
Exactly. There's a wall, there's a lockdown ability too for the Fanny, but it's just a good setup for Echo too. Right now, Martis being banned away. Gary, first pick in the second phase for Team Hawk.
Right now, I mean, Team Hawk, they miss ball control. I mean, look at their comp right now. Iris now, yes, you have slow, but you don't have hardcore CC. So you're missing those key engages. Are we going to see the Lolita coming out to initiate those fights so you can have follow-up damage?
Yep, there's nothing on demand. There's nothing that can confirm, like with very little clapback, because right now, it's only really that Yu Zhong, right?
Petrified.
Without the ult, without the combo, you're waiting on cooldowns.
Iroth.
It looks like they're holding it back. This is a signature pick for Gary, and the swing back from Echo, it's very fast. They go ahead, get that Farsa. They're fighting on range for range here.
Now you can really understand why they went for the Ling ban, the Martis ban too. Just two heroes that can really threaten the back line. That's very present here for Echo. And the final pick, it is going to be the Grok into the jungle. Lapu picked up for Sanford in the XP lane. Final pick for Team Hawk up against this composition. They need dive. They need someone to be able to help the Yu Zhong, or perhaps someone to just help the back line. You need to choose between the two. What do you think?
I gotta give that to Miracle, because all this character are flex picks, and that's why those teams who can flex picks are gonna be really strong in the meta right now. They know if Grok put on the sideline, go against a Daroth, for example, it might be really dangerous, or going against Jung might be really dangerous. So they decided to put him jungle and put a stronger laner on the side.
We don't know. There was a time in MPLPH for like 3 or 4 months that Cho went into the jungle. That's not out of the question.
True.
Oh, you're right. But knowing Yaoi,
I mean,
right?
knowing Yaoi,
Knowing
right?
Yaoi, the Cho's probably going to be on him, and here it is.
The
You
Hilda.
called it. It's the Hilda.
The Malaysian Hilda.
It's so scary, dude. I mean, again, 100% win rate. Todak used this, destroyed Kyrie. Then Team Hawk used it, destroyed the Valley.
Absolutely. I mean, but you gotta understand, Hilda is gonna be really strong in the jungle in the early game. But if it gets to the late game, Carry is gonna melt Hilda in like a matter of 2 seconds, right? So can you actually open up the game with Hilda, with Daros? Because their early game is looking insane right now.
Yeah, so given the snowball, if it does work out for Echo, the whole Malaysian offense might need some reworking, some recalibration to work out for a late game comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to head into game 1 in this upper bracket bout. The first game in a best of 5. Kanahira Yebombe. And Echo loud and proud for all the fans here in Sinai. And here we go. Game 1 between Echo and Team Hawk.
Right off the bat, you can see Hilda is already finding her way into the opposition jungle. Here it comes. But we're gonna have a red star, seems like.
Yeah. It's a mirrored start, and you called it. It's Grok in the jungle.
Yep. The Grok in the jungle. It's, again, just something that's really flexible, right? That's the only thing I have to say. We haven't seen much of this right now. Min actually still jumping into the enemy jungle onto Carl TZ. Min's gonna be stunned up as Sanji jumps in with a rotation. That's gonna be the wall popped in, and Min's gonna be caught low. Has a sprint, Sanji the flicker, finds first blood. And there you have it. That's the loud and proud from Echo.
They weren't not expecting a quick response. Team Hawk, Echo seems to have found a solution.
Yeah, but a lot of times what Team Hawk does with Hilda is they will die a few times in the early game just to grant vision. Sometimes they just don't care about this early game death. They know, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, but the vision is more important. You can see Hilda, despite the death, is now making way onto the bottom side to find more aggression already.
But the question is, was it 400, 300 gold in the first minute worth it, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, here we go.
There's a lot being placed in with a wild charge, and even that Jeet Kune Do. Yaoi picks it up in the end, and it's still just 2-0. Great start for Echo.
Dave, I said, was it worth 300, 400? Now is it worth 1,000?
Top side. Another pickup for Team Hawk. Now they have really opened up the map on the top lane. 12 seconds before the turtle.
Panda is going to be dove on that final hit, and he fades away. Benny picking up a whole lot of turret gold too, and it's 1,000 on the board already for Echo.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you have 1,000 gold lead, and Turtle is coming up, and look at both side jungler, though. Bottom lane.
Min, able to dish out so much damage, but Benny still is able to survive. Meanwhile, the top lane, Yaoi finds the Jikundo flicker, brings the jungler back to Sanji for him to pick up, and it's turtle number 1 secured by Echo.
Dave, are you seeing this? It's about 2K ahead in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know, it's absolutely insane. This is aggression on aggression right here. Hilda is already, again, looking for a vision here. But sometimes if you actually die too much in the early game, it might not turn your favor in this case, right? Min, even though like he's in the enemy side, he's finding this vision, and Karatisi knows this, but it doesn't seem like it's getting too much done besides just dying over and over again.
He's a distraction, and
we
right
go.
now he's
3
trying to buy
people.
as much time as possible. So Yaoi jumps in with the Jikundo, bringing him back with that Way the Dragon. Min's gonna fall for the 3rd time in this game, and it's still just Echo controlling the pace of the game.
Despite that Way of the Dragon being slightly off angle, there was enough damage between the 3 members of Echo to punish Min.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hilda right now going in, this is something, even though he's dying though, I gotta give them benefit because we saw the game that Team Valley went against, right? Even though Hilda was dying, but he was distracting so many people. And the other lanes are farming because Hildas know exactly where your opponents are. So this might be something they're doing right here as well.
Well, there's still maybe a couple more turtles for them to hedge on that.
Yeah.
But right now, Echo seems to still be on top of the just to-do list for Team Hawk, right? You kill the Hilda, and then you move on and convert. It doesn't really bother the laners of Echo.
Doesn't at all, right? They're even just grouping up here as in the top lane here, the XP lane. It's 1v1, Lola versus Sanford. Lola using that Petrify earlier to regain some HP, as in the bottom lane, the gold lane. It does seem like both Man and Panda has been taken low by a dive attempt by Echo.
Yeah, but it just trade off on skills. So you can see Echo does have the control on the map despite the Hilda. I mean, they really thought about how to counter this guy. Even though the early game, I thought they wouldn't have the damage to kill someone as beefy, as tanky as Hilda, but I was proven wrong. And now the second turtle is spawning. You can see Echo is already in position to contest this objective yet again.
It's just full control right now for Echo. 2.4k gold lead, a lot of gold being placed into one of the core members. We said it, Sanji on the Farsa, 2-0-1. You got wave clear, you got poke, and on the Farsa, you have the wings by wings. That's additional rotation speed across the map. Team Hawk don't really have an answer to that right now.
Well, there was a small response from them. Can Gary get out? He's okay. I think this is the response from Team Hawk, is just try to pressure Benny. Send dudes down into that gold lane.
Yeah, I mean, look at Yaoi here on the bottom side getting vision from the Hilda. Let's take a look at item right now as well as emblems. It's like both sides are picking about a similar, you know, for marksmen. They just want to have a safe laning phase.
Yeah, what worries me is the difference between the different junglers, right? It's a clear tank utility jungler on the right. But wait, Yaoi!
An uncharacteristic miss from Yaoi as he gets punished. Min picks up a kill. Honestly, in that conversion, Min, I think that's the worst player to have a kill on, especially considering he's just been the distraction for Team Hawk.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once you get a kill, you reset the gold count. If you die again, that's another 200 gold to the enemy pocket. Especially you lose the key winning condition, which is the vision factor.
Yeah, but at this point, I think THQ, Hawk, is just happy to have a kill, right? Punish the lover boy, and they go from there.
Just as you say it, they get another in the gold lane, actually ambushing Karatisi and finally getting a grip back on the game.
You know, I gotta give some credit to Team Hack's entire draft strategy or philosophy. The Dairoth is one of the best characters, fighters to kill tank. You know, now you're thinking about it, yes, they're lacking qual control, but because it's so easy for them to kill tanks, just with a little bit of slow that they have, they're able to do it.
And we can expect for this to get a little better as they get items and they build up confidence and they figure out what exactly Echo is trying to do as they push this bottom lane turret. Oh, what a mirror move. Top lane too. Echo gets that.
Trade, right? XP for gold, and Lola had to just give up that XP lane. Knowing he was playing the weak side of the map, he would much rather just come to the mid lane, rotate over, and help the other members. But right now, it does seem like Yaoi wants to look for just additional mid control with Sanji, as that is actually going to be Yaoi once again poked down by Min. Mon's rotating already, but pay attention. The Echo's positioning is called. He jumps into the wild charge. Sanford joins in, and it's an all-out collapse. Called. He's going to fall, but Lola jumps in the back line with Petrify, finding Yaoi. The Furious Dive not able to find them, but Team Hawk have won the team fight. They're going on to the Turtle, and this is the turnaround.
A tough 5v4 situation for Echo that Team Hawk capitalized on. Dave, Hawk got a turtle here.
Yeah, I mean, there are two reasons for the key of the victory for Team Hawk. They have Hilda becoming increasingly harder to kill now. Now you can see Hilda jumping into the child. They can't do anything to him. They don't want to waste skills on him either. At the same time, Yuzhong is slowly but surely become a monster to the back line. You saw how much threat he posed to the mid laner, to Sanji on the far side.
And we're expecting that exactly, right, from Team Hawk. They survived the early game counter from Echo on that Hilda strat, and then now there's this mid-game power spike.
The mid-game power spike is going to be quite massive for both of these teams, like looking at their compositions. But honestly, I do feel like the later the game goes, it's so even. Both teams have just drafted themselves for a very good early, mid, and even late stage.
But it does seem like Echo's making a comeback here. I mean, sorry, Team Hawk is making a comeback. Look at Echo's marksman. Look at Benny QT on the carry. 58, 6,000 gold, about 1,200 gold ahead on the opposition. This carry is going to be an absolute unstoppable force in a little bit.
Yeah. Early pop on the Federation. Here goes Lola.
Black Dragon formed by Lola, trying to find someone out. Called He's going to be petrified there, but does have the wild charge to get out. Now Team Hawk once again jumping in. Yaoi going to be able to find the way to Dragon, but it's going to be brought back to the team. Panda with an amazing position right now, but it's going to be Benny QT free hitting as well. Flickering forward against the members. Benny QT still able to find some damage before getting shut down by Min. Sanford now running back. It's a 3-for-2. A flicker forward by Benny. Holy moly. But by the air strike comes in. Panda still able to fall. Actually, for damage, it's enough. Now it's gonna be 1v3. Min gets shut down, and Sanji picks up a double.
A delayed wipeout off the back of the Storm's aggression. Benny Cutie has entered the building.
Yes, Benny QT with the flank on the marksman. We talk about Echo's character playstyle is to split push, is to flank, and they do it on every single position, including the marksman. That's insane.
Yep, you're expecting the split push or that angle from Benny Cutie, from Echo in the late game, and we were just talking about that mid-game spike, and again, this is the evolution of the Storm, but Benny has arrived, man, very low.
Sanji's gonna be caught, shut down by Gary. This is it. It's gonna be the flicker, actually by Caltezius. Lola jumps in the back line. Benny with no flicker. Lola versus the world right now. He's still able to dish out the damage, taking a kill back, and even surviving with one. Caltezius gonna be gunned down now with Panda chasing him. It's a 4-for-0 for Team Hawk. The goal's been equalized, but Echo found the Lord.
The Malaysians have caught the Filipino team slacking, and yeah, they got the Lord, but they just had one dude left. 4 for none. Team Hawk on the swing back.
Yes, Echo used everything they got to burst down the Lord, and the Malaysian team find the opening. They just find one target at a time, starting from the mid laner. This is a very, very united team. 5 men moving together. You can see just sweep through the opposition on the map, one after one. This is so good to watch. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Echo didn't even get to capitalize on the Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, it fought what, maybe 5 to 10 seconds? But Echo now have to reconsider. Yeah, we get
here we go.
On to Min. He's gonna be bursted down, melted, taken out of the game. Now you see him, now you don't. Looking at it, Mon still wants to be able to clear this wave, defending the tier 1 in the mid lane. Let's talk about how Team Hawk fought with a 5,000 gold deficit and won.
It's sometimes not about a gold deficit, it's about number advantage, right? They started off with 5-on-1 to take down Sanji in the mid lane, and then they move on to the Lord and start taking over the fight. So because of one fight alone, they even up the total gold, and now actually on top, the one I'm actually worried about is still going to be Benny QT on the late game. This guy's getting so much farm, and if Yuzhong can't kill Carry next time, it might be Carry turning around and wipe out the entire side of Team Hawk.
All right, good news, bad news. Benny Cutie is a brewing storm. He showed us a little bit of what he can dish out later on, but bad news is there's an answer. Lola will constantly be looking for him. So I guess it's more of a matter of deterrence. Like, can I find you? And are you going to have the confidence to find that angle again, knowing that I'm here?
And I think right there, especially in the fight that Benny flickered forward, it was great for them because it was a curveball, right? As a Yuzong, as you know, if you're Lola, you would expect, I want to dive to the back line. For Min too. If Benny flickers forward, they're like, wait,
he's not here.
He's not here. What happened?
No, it's home.
It's actually the opposite. It's like a reverse psychology, should I say? They do the things that you least expect. Here comes Min, finding the vision. He does not care. Walking through every bush safely. But here comes Gary.
Oh, Yowie! Finds the Jikundo, but only to Min right now. That's gonna be the wild charge, knocking 3 up. But that's the real world inflation doing damage. Man now still gonna be able to sprint out as Gary jumps in. Sanford gonna be able to find the kills. Lola still able to actually back off. Call easy and Benny right now looking for some more, but it's just the roamer traded in for the mid laner. Echo with a favorable trade.
Wow, what a trade right here. And this is what I was talking about. Lola trying to find the flank again onto Carry, but Benny QD is getting tankier and tankier as we go. If you cannot one-shot this marksman, she will turn it around and everyone will perish.
Yep, and again, icing on the cake, Benny Cutie did not need to use his flicker to win that engagement.
That's so good for Echo.
And it's going to convert into this Lord. I just don't know if it's for free. I'm not sure if Team Hawk is even considering going for a contest, but the way the map looks, it looks like, yeah, Echo is going to score a Luminous Lord.
Oof. That's going to be really tough for Team Hawk. Even while they had the gold lead just for a bit, they weren't able to convert on objectives. Now, they're finally able to find a turret, tier 1 up top, trading it for the Lord. But with this composition, Echo just has a bit more to say when it comes down to sieges.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Farsight with a lot of pressure with the ultimate. Lord is going to go down from the top side. That means the mid 2 towers are not going to stand for any longer.
Yep, given that the first Lord, yeah, Echo just flubbed that. THQ, they defended so well. Now, the minions have become enhanced even more, so they can leave lanes and start going. Oh, Sanji popping an early feathered airstrike. Yaoi looking for an angle. Can he get it? All right, main artery penetrated. Echo making moves on the map.
Tier 1 taken down in mid lane as they focus once again to rotate across the map. Min already positioned. Sanford spots him, but Min still wants to just act as a distraction, buying as much time as possible. Meanwhile, though, you do see in the mid lane and even in the bottom lane, the tier 2 was taken down. Team Hawk still able to micromanage really well, taking the Lord down and defending pretty well.
They're doing all right here. So again, it's another swing back. Echo at the lead once more. A very, very small lead, mind you, but the map is looking blue all throughout. I think that's what happens when you get these major objectives and your opponents are forced to rotate together. See how closely Team Hawk is.
Oh, and you can see, honestly, just the way Man's playing, right? He's trying to bait out Yaoi's Jikundo flicker because he does have that Purify, right? Man, notice his positioning. Always somewhat just in the middle or in front, actually.
Yep, and I think what that bought for Panda is a lot of gold.
Yeah, look at Panda's gold right now. The thing that the worries me increasingly for Team Hawk is Aerotha, when it gets to late game, yes, does a lot of damage, but that's only for squishy characters. And if you look at Echo, how tanky their front line is. Oh, Kartizi getting poked out.
He's so low. Carl TZ gonna have to back off for a bit. Sanford opening up the map once again. That's gonna be the Black Dragon form, popped in by Lola. Instant disengage from Echo, but it's gonna be Benny QT is gonna be the target right now. That's gonna be Sanji caught. He's gonna be stunned up. He's gonna be slain. Min losing immortality right now in front of it, but the real world inflation catches 2. Lola tries to electrify, but he's gonna be melted down. Benny QT once again bringing forward. Benny with the triple kill. Still somehow saving the game. Team Hawk, they got that in the pocket. Mon still with Gary, more resources to play with.
3 for 3, what a tough trade. Dave, what happened?
Yeah, I would think the most important for Team Hawk's victory there is Min's survival. He survived, is able to do the magic damage needed to kill Carry, because that's probably the only character right now that can do that amount of damage. Of course, on top of it, you have Gary on the side, just doing the swings, doing the skill 1, 2, 3 combo. So I think that's the only reason that Benny Kuti got taken down. If this character stays alive, that could be Echo complete sweep and could have been end again, actually.
Yep, in the long run, it seemed like Echo was out of the woods. It seemed like they baited out almost every possible ult that THQ could put on the map, but so far, it looked like THQ were hiding some aces, hiding some kings, and now look, Yaoi.
Uh-oh, that's the immortality popped in. Sanji's gonna be caught. by the collapse from the Malaysian champions. Once again, that's a 2 for 0. Min in the midst of it all. Gonna be caught with the bravest fighter and the stun. That's gonna be Lola jumping in as well. Min gonna lose a lot of HP, but still gonna be able to survive with 1 HP. Mlbb, Hawk, they're here to come and play.
Oh, check the base. Danny Cutie had to go home and defend. Carl Easy just whacking away at these minions one at a time. It looks like the split push kings are the one who's gonna get split push themselves. THQ converting into a straight lord. It's a luminous lord for the Malaysians.
What a play from Team Hawk. And I gotta say, I see a different level of Team Hawk right here. They're so disciplined. They go on one target at a time. Despite the fact that Main was zoning the entire backline of Team Echo, he quickly made a comeback to reunite with Lola to win that team fight and eventually survive with sliver of health.
I'd say maybe in the 5 or 6 major team fights in this 17-minute game, Team Hawk have been so good on the recovery. On a mechanical level, you'd say Echo are just waiting for battle spells, waiting for ults, right? But Team Hawk always have that next level, always have that decision after the post-engage.
3.5k gold lead. The 17-minute of the game with the Evolved Lord, Enhanced Lord still marching down in that bottom lane.
This is a tough defense. Can Echo do it? Looking for that first engage. There's a feather there strike. Slowly but surely, Team Hawk making their way in. Black Dragon form.
Lola into the midst, jumps in, gets out with a Furious Dive. That's going to be the bravest fighter, catching Panda. It's a flicker away by Panda right now. That's going to be Sanford, still surviving. Echo have cleared the Lord out. Team Hawk deciding to go back to the mid lane. Gets the base turret down, rotating up top. Yowie finds Panda. Furious Dive pops in. Betty QT finds the kill on the Panda as Lola's going to be caught. Immortality pops, and that's Lola falling to the hands of Benny. But Team Hawk have taken 2 base turrets.
At the price of your inhibitors, Echo have gone with a stellar defense, and they've sent Team Hawk packing, going home. How can Echo capitalize?
I mean, Echo at this point, there's not enough minion wave, and also Team Hawk made a really good decision to retreat really fast. Let's take a look at the team fight. It started off from Yaoi really decisive engage, and I gotta see the wall from KRTZ is insane over there. Just blocking 2 people away. You can see Team Hawk just quickly retreated. They want to make sure you don't capitalize on the death.
Oh!
Yaoi saved the game with the Weighted Dragon now getting caught. Team Hawk looking to capitalize as Echo disengages. Min jumping in, looking for a play. Sanford gonna be caught low as Gary jumps in for damage. Charge connects on the 2. Min's gonna lose the immortality as Gary once again is looking for some damage. Benny gonna be caught. Panda does some damage back. The winning nature! Benny finds the killing spree. Bravest fighter to the back line as Panda's gonna be stunned up. That's Sanford dealing so much onto Panda. But here's Lola as well. Panda gonna be taken down. Lola to the back line. Benny with a flicker out. Gary's still low. Benny chasing. It's a shutdown for Benny QT.
Damn you, Benny. Why are you so good? 11-3-3. Gonna go ahead and help Sanji clear out, but that could have been so much worse for Echo. Team Hawk getting real scrappy. They know they're ahead, but Echo still know the right decision at the right time. The map is against them, but so far it's not over. Here's an evolved Lord. Dave, what's this Lord looking like? Chances for either team to get it?
I mean, it seems like it's going to be 80-20 for the favor of Echo right now. They have 4 up compared to only 2. And on top of the fact that here you have Retribution from KRTZ, and you have this Shredder from Carrier. Look at Benny Cutie just losing the drop-in HP of the Lord in a matter of seconds.
Benny.
Just Benny.
Just Benny. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
And honestly, that's all we have to say. That fight, he just popped off.
It seems to be either Benny gets caught out or Benny just takes over. It's one or the other. And so far, he's slowly understanding more the decision process for Lola. It looks like he knows more and more better when Lola's going to try to find him.
Exactly, and Lola used the dragon form to come looking for him, and that's when, after the dragon's done, that's when Carrie showed up again into the team fight, rejoining the team fight, and actually shredded everybody on the map. They're really fighting this fight well, slowly but surely and steadily.
Honestly, looking at how they're going to be pushing now, Team Hawk with the Evolved Lord, right? It's Echo pushing in with a 4,000 gold lead. It doesn't really mean much in the later stage of the game because everybody has gone to a point where it's all full items. How do Team Hawk defend this?
I mean, right now with the Lord, and by the way, I like the details from Cartesius now. They block the path for the Lord. This way, Lord's going to take longer to go to the base. And this will allow more super minions to come out. And that will really help you when you push the base. They're increasing every chance they can get. And here comes the push.
Evolve Lord, cracking the base. Base turret number 1 taken down. Team Hawk looking for that defense right now as Lola jumps in with a Black Dragon form, just zoning Echo away. Lord at 10,000 HP, melted down. Real world manipulation popped in the mid lane to clear out the wave and to zone Echo away. Team Hawk with a masterful defense.
Clean from the Malaysian squad, the MPL Season 10 MY champions. There's a lot of ult spent, though, to get that done. Yaoi looking for one.
Here we go.
Yaoi gonna flicker forward. Winner truncheon by Gary to bait it out. Sanford now helping his teammate, but Yaoi's gonna be taken low. Still alive. That's both teams disengaging, but it's Echo who finds base turret. Min still looking for something as he opens up the map. Mon gonna be able to slow some people down with the Ice Queen wand and the second ability. Min still again jumping in. Benny gonna be able to dash away from the wall. Team Hawk still chasing, but they will not be able to find it. It's a flicker, baited out. Sanji, no flicker. Lola with the Black Dragon form comes in. Winner truncheon baited out. Sanford gonna be caught in the midst of it all. That's gonna be Sanji losing the mortality. Gary picks up 1. It's a 1 for 0, but 22 minutes on in the game. 50 seconds for the respawn timers.
Oh, and this whole time it's just Min in the base defending. Are we looking at potential clapback from Echo? They were also left reeling. They were gassed from that last team fight. Dave, we're down to 1 inhibitor for Team Hawk.
I mean, this is such an even game. Actually,
no
there's
more.
no more.
Oh.
The mini wave's too strong. I was thinking just the Hilda alone is not going to cut it.
You can't.
You can't. And by the way, at this point, carry is the deciding factor. Can you take down Benny? Is the win condition for Hawk? And it doesn't seem like they have the resources to do it. It's going to be up to Dairoth, Eve, and you don't jump in at the exact same time to even have a chance on Benny.
Is this the longest game in M4 so far?
Approaching. I think Occupy had one long game against the RRQ Hoshi in the group stage. But here in the knockouts, boy oh boy, best believe stakes are much, much higher. Lord here, approaching half health. Oh, look at where Benny is. Look at where Benny is.
Uh-oh, still waiting once again. Lola going to be able to actually jump in. Sanford doing the same thing right now. Black Dragon form pops in as that's going to be Yaoi finding the way the dragon. Yaoi's going to be taken down right now. But look at the mid lane right now. Team Hawk's going to be able to look for the Lord. Panda still walking back, trying to save the game. Benny in the mid lane, looking for a big play. Has the mid wave, flickering forward. Making the Lord ready for the game. Echo Mlbb straight first in the best of 5.
Loud and proud, that's their trademark. The split push, y'all to cover up your back doors, and Benny came a knocking. 1-0 in this best of 5. Echo goes on, scores the first win. Dave, you see that coming?
Well, when you pointed out about Benny's position, I think the entire stage, the entire world was looking at him just quietly and secretly planning the backdoor, and they did it. You cannot look for a jungler to backdoor. For Echo, is their marksman.
Well, they've done this 2 times now.
At this point, for me, countless times. But did you see where exactly? Game number 2. It's Echo still on the play. Team Hawk answering back. There goes the Kaja, the Glue, and the Eve taken out by the Orcas. While Team Hawk, as they shout, Yibombe, in a recovery game, takes out the 1-1, the Valentina, and the Joy.
It's almost similar bans to game 1, right? I mean, Joy, the reason why you would ban Joy in 1-1 is because there's so many characters that they pick out just to counter. And here we go, the first pick, carry yet again. This is deja vu at this point. I mean, the same draft over and over again because, hey, don't change what's working.
Well, you know, right now, as it stands, it's the exact same draft, but Diggy has been left open. The Yve was the one banned away now. So Echo realized that maybe now the Yve is going to be so important, right? We saw that the Yve was actually giving them a lot of trouble, a lot of problems in the previous game with just how much damage, how much poke she was dealing out.
So on the swing back, if what I'm hearing is right, will they still prioritize the Yuzhong? Oh. They steal away the Cho!
And they pick up the Yuzhong.
And the Yuzhong.
How about both?
How about both? Exactly. Using pick to ban. That's one of the smarter strategies you can do. But at the same time, that might take away the little things that they do very good, which is the early game aggression, early game Hilda into your jungle. So this pick does leave a lot of other really good pick open. now for the side of Team Echo. Again, Lolita is on the table, and Grok, the flex pick that can go jungle, can go side lane. What is going on here?
Oh, Carl TZ. He has grown so much. What are you talking about? Ling, Hayabusa, Lancelot? I got Grok, fam.
Grok, Fredrin, Akai, right?
Swing.
Now,
Your
let's see,
team
the
is
change
Oh.
for Team Hawk
Not
isn't
bad.
just that Cho pick, but it's also opting to go for the Fanny instead of the Irithel in the first phase. So they're already making the proper adjustments, in my opinion. In the first game, they were falling behind a bit too much in the early stage. So if they really want to contest in game number 2, maybe going for this new perspective where they need to get that early game might work.
What I hate to do this, right? I hate to rain on Team Hawk's parade, but this Fanny pick here, what it's gonna do is, yes, it's gonna help Gary get those big rotations. Yes, it's gonna threaten the map for Echo, but they're gonna have to start picking and banning in the second phase to help protect this Fanny, because the Grok already is not a good matchup. And if this is going into the hands of Sanji, this Kadita, it's also gonna be a tough play. Hell, might even go into the hands of Yaoi. Yaoi plays a mean Kadita too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many flack, and that's why it's so hard to ban. But still, we have Team Hawk banning the EXP link right now. Wizard Lapu being taken out. Harith, I was just about to mention that because Team Hawk, they have a very mean dive comp playstyle. You can see what they're picking right here. Yuzhong, Xiao, Fanny. They're not really trying to protect anyone. They're trying to full fireman dive your backline and make sure you don't have a carry either.
But they need to snowball.
Absolutely.
That's the key. It's going to be hard to win from behind if you have a Fanny, if you have Yu Zhong, and then maybe they need a marksman still, right? So they have to pick very, very carefully.
They do, right? Looking at it, Echo did a really good job in the second phase of bans, banning out the Harith and the Claude. Two heroes that can really perform great up against these kind of compositions where you really want to just find that pick, right? Kadita, Grok. Now, Team Hawk are caught in a position where they might just have to go for that Irithel pick again. They need someone with mobility. Harith and Claude banned out. The only real choice here is...
Moscow.
That's why Valens is the analyst.
He passed it over.
Pass it over.
Oh my god, what a pick on the Moscow right here. The attack speed marksman definitely dominate, definitely the winner of the current patch. And the Moscow late game is probably the only choice that can go with toe-to-toe, head-to-head against carry. So this pick makes a lot of sense here, on top of the fact that Moscow can actually grant a lot of vision and a lot of mobility to survive against Kadita.
But how is this going to interact with the chunky heroes that Echo picked up, right? The Moskov just shreds through these dudes, almost maybe just second to how Carry does that. There's the Kufra, there's the Fredrin. What's that going to be like?
In terms of base damage too, how much you melt people down, you might actually be able to outscale the carry in the later stage of the game with the healing on top of that.
And then you have a CC.
You have a CC.
You have a displacement.
You also have a global ultimate, which can help in a lot of these situations.
Air quotes global.
Air quotes global. You can actually check a lot of bushes, right? They were struggling late game when it comes to...
Oh!
They're going in! Not only are they going for the Moscow, but they picked up the signature Eudora for Min.
Oh no!
For Man, actually.
That's man. That's
Man.
bro. That's man.
That's man.
I like it.
That's pretty manly pick right there on the Eudora. I mean,
That's a Chad pick.
that is a chat pick. There is a counter though. Kadita, if you're able to hide in the bush really well, you can one-shot the Eudora, but vice versa, right? It all depends on who is the better assassin player in this case. Who's able to camp bush better.
Same, but then again, how do you find those bushes, right? You check with your roamers.
Exactly.
And between these two heroes, the Kufra and the Cho, there's this, again, you mentioned this earlier, Dave, that counter relationship. Kufra just eats Cho alive.
I mean, kind of, but at the same time, Chao can actually just dash away and try to kick the Kufra away if he finds himself in danger. So it's one of those love and hate relationship. It's really based on who execute better. And right now in the meta, actually, from what we see, they have better success is who engage first, who engage better on the key targets.
So it comes to a point of, it's not what you got, it's how you use it. Game number 2, Echo versus Team Hawk. Let's see where these junglers start. It's an orange start for Echo, while Team Hawk goes for the purple.
Well, once again, right, I actually do agree with you, Dave. I feel like it is a skill matchup here, especially in the roam department with the Cho and the Kufra. Sure, Kufra has that bouncing ball, can actually negate a lot of these dashes from happening, but with the Shenpu, it does give him, Min, a lot of room to play with, right? I think right now, if we just look at it based on the drafts, Who do you guys have? Who do you guys think has the better draft?
I mean, I don't know actually because
Yeah,
the
exactly,
draft is
right?
so out of the traditionary. You got Moscow, Vidora being picked in the exact same game. We thought this is M4. This is a ranked game taking onto the big stage.
Yep, it's basically something that I saw yesterday. It's like, how is this happening here right now? Oh! Yawi catches one.
Panda's gonna be brought low here, has that Inspire, pops it in, actually trading better here, winning it out. Fanny's gonna be taken low there, and just like that, Panda is gonna win. Is this a counter, perhaps? A shadow counter towards the carry? When you're able to trade better almost every single time.
Again, I think of all the aspects brought up about the Moskov, it's the displacement that's going to throw most people off. The fact that you're assuming that I'm going to go into this fight from this point, and then he just throws you off it by what? A few meters in game? That's a main difference dealer. Look at this.
Here we go.
Loverboy cancels it.
They don't opt to go for it, right? A bit too risky here, especially considering that Min was body blocking for Panda. You just don't know when he's going to use a Shun Poo, but you do know when Gary is going to start popping off. It's when he gets that level 4, but right now, he does not have the purple buff, so he is still going to be waiting for that to spawn back up before he looks for these crazy dives and ganks.
Another thing that is why this game is so enjoyable to watch is how disciplined the team are. Just now on the bottom side, Echo with 3 versus 2. Kurfa, Yaoi could have engaged and find a play for a team fight, but they didn't know where Fanny was. They didn't know where Gary was, so they decided to take a step back. What if we engage and, Fanny just show up after I use my bouncing ball? Oh, top side!
Lola picked off a good gank by Sanji with better wave control. No, he just ignores the wave.
That's what they were saying. The fact that if you don't know where dudes are, you don't know where these heroes are hiding, there's rarely any difference between a Eudora and a Kadita.
Yeah, they're just camping. It's a camping game, right? Who camps better? And a lot of the mid laners, they like to wait one wave ahead of you coming to the lane. They have to go there one wave earlier. Or the least you expect them to show up. Sometimes you expect mid lane to clear the wave and then show up, but no, they show up earlier.
With this composition, though, it does put Team Hawk in a position where they really need to get that early game. And as you can see, the early game right now is just dominated by Echo again. Despite having these early picks, Team Hawk are still struggling early on. 2 kills over to Echo. Deja vu.
And so far, it's an interesting approach. But top lane, they eventually find one. It's Sanford, gets popped by 3. And I was going to say, game 1, they had the whole Hilda plan, right? That helped them scale into the mid-game power spike. Here, we agreed that in the draft, they have to snowball. Where's that potential going to come from? I think they have to do more than just that one pickoff. Can Yaoi catch him? Oh, cancels it.
Cancels it, right? Team Hawk playing around the XP lane really well, and Echo noticed that. They went towards the bottom lane, but now with wild charge, Sanford's gonna be able to actually buy some time, and that's gonna be the wall, locking them down. Still, Gary able to kill, picking up the kill with Lola's passive. Top lane tier 1, still very, very low, as Carl Teasy looks to get a kill back. Not gonna be able to get in range, but Sanji's here. Gary able to sidestep, and he uses the cables to get out. 1 HP, Gary gets out.
Oh my god, bottom side though, another engage coming from Team Hawk, and they're trying to get more gold right now.
Good win the Dragon too, technically. Yaoi was looking for a pick there. But again, I do believe Team Hawk, they just come out with the advantage. Never mind, Echo finds a way to trade it back.
Just as quickly, right? Never mind. I think it's eyes on the prize. You have to consider that when Echo makes moves, they're also thinking of the clapback, or at least the conversion potential. And so far, the fact that they've got 100% of the turtles and they have a 1K gold lead means good things for the Filipino team.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's main on the run. It is Xiao. I said the love and hate relationship is based on who runs or who engaged first, but it turned out he will get caught off by the rotation from Sanford.
Whoa, that's a lot of resources spent, right, to get the kill on a roamer, who's now 0-2-0. So Min, so far in the show, having a pretty similar start to last game, but that's Panda actually getting out. Yaoi looking for that kill. Panda actually helps him out there, gets him out of turret.
You have to consider as well, though, the fact that, yes, they spent all those ults to kill a roamer early on in the game. It's also a way for at least to make sure that Min doesn't help out Panda. And again, it slows down the snowball potential for this Moscow.
I mean, a lot of times it's really hard for me to help because he's almost like the most focused person in this match right now. Because the Hilda last game, you see how many people were on him the entire game.
Yep.
This game, his Chao's getting the Hilda treatment, right? Like everybody's focused on him. Even EXP lane find a better rotation to the mid lane.
And not just that, he's also trying to do vision for Team
Here we
Hawk.
go.
And T was about to walk into that bush.
Oh man, Echo just hate Min, right? But Min right now is doing pretty well and towards that bottom side. Gary's gonna be able to try to look for something. That's a flicker. Sanford hitting the wall. Lola jumping with Black Dragon form. Sanji still trying to run away, but Lola's deciding to actually dive in. 1v3! Finds the kill, but it's gonna be traded back. Who is it worth for? We'll see as Team Hawk look for more in the gold lane. Yaoi just takes a chunk of HP. Gary did not get the purple buff. That's him killing it. Teasy who steals it away and finds a kill. It's the Appraiser's Wrath. Man gets a stun. Carl Teasy not able to look for more.
And I gotta say, at this point, I want to take a look at items from Team Echo. They probably have a lot of Athena shield just for Eudora to make sure he doesn't do the burst. Because you can see how tanky Fredrin really is on Carl TZ. Eudora ascending a skill 1 is feel like he was healing more HP than being damaged at this point.
Than hitting, right? But look at this item pickup from Sanford. Sea Halberd? Oh, he's trying to stop the shenanigans from Lola and maybe even potentially Panda, right? We talked about how that lifesteal into the mid to the late game might make a difference between the Moskov and the carry. I like that Sea Halberd pickup.
Yeah. With the Sea Halberd, you do have, I guess, more utility play around, right?
Yeah.
But right now, it just feels like Team Hawk are putting most of their resources to get the Moskov ahead. Lola up top is going to get ganked constantly. He's still able to play the weak side of the map really well. He's actually going to be able to try to turn it around with Petrify caught in. Gary finds a kill despite having no purple buff. It's still, right now, Lola and Sanford going at it. But with that sustainable ability, Lola is going to be able to actually get out of that one. First turret for Team Hawk.
You know, I gotta give a credit and also just a little bit thing about what Team Hawk's doing. They're 3v2 trying to push a bottom tier 1 tower, and he's failing every step. Oh, here it comes!
That's the way the Dragon Doe. That's gonna be stunned as well. Panda's still gonna be able to try to dish out some damage. Caught in one. Yaoi and Panda surviving. Just barely. But Benny now, still with full HP, will mean that they will still have more pressure in the gold lane.
Or was it just me holding my breath? I think that was everybody, right? That's got to be everybody. Look at the lover boy.
Here we go.
Yeah, we have the Tyrant's Revenge and the Rage. Benny going to be able to actually dish out some damage, but that's going to be the stun coming in. Not enough. Gary coming in, looking for the damage. Can you imagine that? Whoa! A double kill for Benny, but a double kill back for Gary. He gets out with the cables, but Sanford and Sanji are here. The flicker of the wild charge and water to smack him around. That's a shutdown for Echo.
And that's why Grok is so good in the side lane right now. The ultimate wild charge into the flicker. The least expected engage. You don't see it coming like, oh, this is gonna miss. But little did you know, no, you're gonna go back to the black and white screen.
Yep, that was what, a 2 or 3 step process to eventually lead into Echo, getting a 2K lead, right? That was, what, miles away that they planned. We didn't even think about it. We could have sworn that Team Hawk was ahead, but look at the conversion. They pushed down bottom. They're trying to make a way up top. Mid lane, though, standing still. I think this is where the difference has to be made because these mid laners, they've always been rotating the side lanes.
Here we go.
Yaoi and Sanji under the tier 1. Man's going to be taken down. And just like that, once again, it's Echo who have the man advantage. Lola trying to find just a pick here, but Carl TZ's way too tanky. Going to be able to sustain back up. Sanji looking for a position to flank. But for Team Hawk, they're just here. It's going to be Sanji who jumps in. He pops the petrify a bit too early, and that's going to be Min running back. That's scary caught. Yaoi the bouncing ball, stopping the dashes. Benny picking up a kill. Min going to be taken low as Benny free hits once again. Called DZ traded back in. Lola and Panda running for the hills. It's a double kill for Benny. That's the wall to lock Panda down. Benny with a triple. Benny almost to the maniac. Lola jumping out, but it's still again Benny who's looking for it. Yaoi jumps in, takes the kill away, but it's gonna be a maniac for Benny.
It's a wipeout. 5 down, traded for Carl TZ. Echo is swimming in value, almost 3K ahead, steals away that purple buff, pushes in mid. Oh, Dave, I gotta ask you, where's Echo going with this?
I mean, a lot of highlights that came into the Benny, but I gotta give credit to Yaoi here. Those engages onto Fanny, onto everyone else, and sinking with Sunji to follow up the one-shot rock wave combo is absolutely insane. You can see Benny has so much room to do free damage that entire team fight. The whole time he was dashing, auto-attacking. He didn't need any peel because everybody else is getting killed by the mid lane, by Sunji and Yaoi combo.
So ban carry?
Maybe.
I mean, that seems to be the logical choice. Let's look at the items. What's going on here? That's Wind of Nature already. So more likely, Benny's going to win duels against a Panda. What's Panda rocking? It is purely damage still, so not much utility on the Moskov yet.
Absolutely, going for straight damage. And see, Moskov doesn't have to go for carry one-on-one. He penetrates, right? It's all about those penetration. He goes through your front line and kills your back line at the same time. But here we go, the lore fight is about to happen.
Lola with Black Dragon form, once again, just looking for an opening right now, and that's going to be actually Min jumping in with onto Sanji, who has the damage, who jumps in again. Yaoi going to be able to find the Lord right there with Call TZ, securing it. Mon's going to fall. That's a double kill for Sanford right now. And again, Sanford's going wild. Panda's in a 1v1. He gets the stun down, but he's all alone. It's going to be the chase from Echo. The breath of the ocean finds it. He gets knocked up, and you can say goodbye to Panda. 4-0. Echo with a 5.6k gold lead, now a 6k gold lead. Min's the only one left standing.
Echo just pushed that turret, took that Lord with impunity, and 4 members of Hawk on the way out. Sanford just picked up his Blade of Despair.
I know.
Yikes.
This guy is gonna do damage now. I mean, he has Athena show early game, but now it's all about that one-shot backline, the one-shot Eudora. But skip that, here comes the push.
Lola defensively using the Fierce Dive. That's Min melted down. That's Yaoi getting the Tyrant Rage Flicker. Lola trying to do the best he can. Gary, once again, in desperation goes in, but it's Benny who smacks them, slices them with a triple kill and a wipeout to secure match points.
I can hear all the Echo fans, Limang Echo fans, shouting, go for the throat. It's match point for the Filipino runner-ups of MPL Philippines Season 10. Dave, what's going on? Game 1 was so close. This Min was overloaded, as you mentioned.
I mean, they picked a lot of character. They're thinking they were trying to pick the meta character, the counter picks, but it seemed like they drafted themselves into a corner, right? Because they're known for a certain playstyle, and this game, they're making a 180-degree switch. I mean, that's a lot of load for the players mentally. So to make that switch quickly and swiftly is really, really hard. And you can see that reflect in the gameplay. The players are not ready to make the engages. Lola, when he finds the dive onto the backline, the team not able to follow up in time, where he's to get killed.
And you mentioned how Lola gets in there. Mirko, do you agree there's a little bit going to come down to this, the draft? We're mere moments away from the coaches, the players making the final decisions to arm them, going into the Land of Dawn to fight for that upper bracket spot in the next round. There's a lot we have to consider. And now, here's a big change-up. This could be the road to recovery because it's now Team Hawk on the play. Echo answering back. There goes the Eve, the Kaja, and the Cho out of the game, as well the 1-1, the Glue, and the Kaja.
I like it. I really like the approach that Team Hawk are going for now. After losing 2 games in a row on the red side, second pick, you need to make a change, and they did. Now, picking up the joy for themselves, you can actually see that Echo are the ones who respected the carry by banning it out, noticing and just knowing how much of a threat that pick is.
There are 2 marksmen that counter Joy the most, Carry and 1-1. You know, with those taken out, you have Panda taking out this Joy. It's not destroy the entire backline. So for Team Echo, they really have to decide what they're going to go with. Glue is still available. I was going to pick that out and really be a monster. Valentina being that character. But if you pick so early, sometimes it might not be the best ultimate for you to copy.
Yeah, I mean, right now on board, they only really have that rhythm beat on Joy to steal. Not something you want to get. But I guess for, benefit of the doubt for Echo, what they can do is try to corral the choices that Team Hawk can make.
You know, interestingly, talking about ultimate that you can carry, you can actually copy Joy's ultimate and somehow it automatically unlocks it for you.
You just click it.
You just click it,
Start
and
dancing.
it activates, and you start dancing, you start doing damage. It's quite insane.
But it doesn't do the fully stacked damage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's not like when you have a 4-5 beat on point, and then you go to your ultimate, right? This is very different. It does unlock your ultimate, though.
Well,
Another-
how about a bravest fighter?
There you go, right? Another big ultimate that
Grok.
technically he can steal. And right now we'll have to see the Kadita too. That is another ultimate that technically can be used by the Valentina, right? Looking at the Valentina pick, even after the crazy nerfs onto Valentina, you know, I need to talk a little bit about why teams are still opting to go for this despite having the nerfs onto her in terms of the damage done. It's just how you are able to dictate the draft, right? When you pick Valentina up, the enemy team is then forced to just go for or try to avoid big ultimates. You, on the other hand, can have all the flexibility in the world to go for these crazy ultimates that can really just stomp on the enemy team.
Where is the Grok pick right now? You know, we're seeing how much influence we have with Grok first 2 games. Is this going to be a Grok pick? I'm putting my eyes on the pick. We have 2 more seconds. Oh, it's an Akai!
Wow.
That's a jungle Akai if I've ever seen one.
You know, Akai can actually flex to be a support as well.
I agree.
The meta is all about flex picks, right? What's available. Even Valentina can jungle and Akai can support. So there are so many different options you can play this game now. That's why the coaching system is so important in the meta.
You're right. Game 1, Carl TZ brought out the jungle Grok, and who's to say that he hasn't picked up a page out of his grand finals rival Wise, you know? Maybe he will start rocking the jungle Valentina, but going into the second phase, there goes Echo taking away the potential for Panda to play the Harith. What's Hawk trying to lock out? It's so hard to read what Hawk might ban out because, again, Echo, they're flexing.
They are. They are absolutely flexing right now. They haven't picked up a gold laner, yet they're going for the gold lane bans. They are really nailing it down now. 1-1, carry, Clint. I mean, wait, no. That's a Harith and then the Ling, right? I thought it was going to be Clint. The Clint ban coming in for Echo, but they need to leave a few heroes open for themselves too, right? And I guess that's what they're doing. They have the first pick in the second phase. By banning out the Harith, the carry, and the 1-1, it does give them another opportunity to really lock Panda down in the draft. Force him maybe to play another Moskov.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, now if you look at the entire comp for Team Echo here, they're diving Moscow is going to be okay, but at the same time, it's a similar story to a carry, right? If you fail the first dive, Moscow can easily push your way, dash to a safer position, and just go to town with Inspire. So, I mean, this is definitely viable, but at the same time, there are also options that's available, kind of like, you know, you might run Kadita support and play a Faramis in the mid lane for the entire side of Hack.
That is a hero that is oddly absent, at least for today's matchups, right? Faramis, very mum. Echo on the swing back picks up old reliable despite having,
Beatrix.
I mean, it's safe to say a bad group stage performance, right?
Abysmal win rate for Beatrix. And the Claude too. You know, we might see that happen. Claude and Beatrix. Looking at the composition that Team Hawk have drafted for themselves, the Claude can't work. It has a lot of synergy just diving in together. But then you need to think about also, what are they going to go for the mid lane, right? Have we already seen the mid lane? Is it the Kadita or is it perhaps the Joy? Or is it the jungle pick? Now it comes down to just that, how Team Hawk are going to use these flexible picks in the Kadita and the Joy.
Are they going to pick up an Atlas? Because they need an engage right here, right?
I think Brody.
Yeah, or yes, you know, another marksman like Brody would be really good because strong early game to really take away a lot of Bendy's early game power. And now here we go, the last 2 picks.
They
go for Claude, though.
And Hilda.
Looking at this lineup, you can see that it's in their essence that they're trying to stop the whole Valentina dynamic, right? Like Blazing Duet, nah. Power of Wildness, nah, right? A Bravest Fighter, Rhythm Beat, you feel bad if you stole those as a Valentina, but now in execution, will it be the same way? In practice, can they make the most of that? Echo has one more pick to go with. What else is missing? Because again, the whole flex thing, it's even getting me confused.
At this point, just put the Akai in the jungle, right? Just pick up a solid roamer for yourself right now. No
Kufra.
Grok, no Kufra, no Cho. There's a lot of crazy bans here already. Hey, Natalia's up for grabs and Yaoi wants to play it. And also, fun fact, Beatrix's total assists in career has reached 5,800.
As a hero.
As a hero.
In pro play.
Wow.
5,800. Is that the right number, 5,800?
Yeah.
All right, that's a lot of Matrix games.
That is a lot of Patriots games. But Natalia as a pick definitely was not something that I expected coming out today from Team Echo. But it makes a lot of sense, right? Because, okay, if your Hilda is going to give our jungler a hard time, why don't I do the exact same? You know, by picking on Natalia and getting vision and just completely mess around in your jungle.
Yeah, the only real nombo I'm seeing from Echo is they picked the Natalia into the Hilda, who can play, in this case, woman-to-woman defense. Right?
The power of wildness, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
You just check in where Yaoi could be. So it's now, again, reverse psychology. I know where you are. Are you going to do what I expect you to do? Because if not, then that's a huge cross-map game of tag.
Well, let's see the execution of both of these drafts. Once again, match point for Echo. Team Hawk, they need to pull out all the cards they have. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 of this best of 5.
Wait, this is a lane swap? This is a lane swap. I see Claude on the top lane. And meanwhile, their EXP laner now is going to the goal lane for Team Hawk. This is the Malaysian swap we're talking about.
TM! The Malaysia swap TM! And of course, not to say where Yaoi is, but look, he's looking for an early catch, and Min is doing just Min things. Back to regular programming.
It's also Valentina in the jungle, not the Akai Sakai mid. We saw this
like Drian.
Like Drian on esports. They played this before. Akai mid, Valentina jungle. All right, why? Dave.
I mean, right now it's all about getting level 4, right? Who gets a level 4 before the first hurdle is going to have the upper hand. And sometimes you can see a Chao-Selena combo, just make sure more people get level 4 at the first hurdle. Akai mid can do the exact same because he can push an enemy jungler away and give your team the upper hand on getting the first hurdle.
Min may have walked into an alley he cannot get out of, or can he? Oh, of course he can.
Of course he can, man.
He did this in the group stage.
It's the Malaysian Hilda, right? They get out of any situation. Not in game 1, though, right? Again, though, if you look at it, Team Hawk, Echo, this composition, Man's going to have a lot more of a good time here in the mid lane, just clearing out waves. And Man's going to actually get that level 4 a bit faster. Meanwhile, Lola going to be ganked by Benny and Yaoi. I personally don't like the lane swap here.
It's not as effective as the previous lane swaps, specifically the ones we saw in the group stage, but more on that mid Akai. I like how this was both a... Oh, watch out. Oh, Loa's fine. It was more of a reparative move, if I'd say, a calibration, because look, there's not many ults that the Valentina can steal, right? So what you do with that heavy spin is you help confirm objectives. Look how deep Gary is. Oh, Sanford.
Gary needs to be very, very careful. The Petrify finds him, but Gary is going to be able to actually sidestep out of that one. Once again, jumping out. Heavy spin popped in. 2 ultimate, 3. Count call TZ. And now it's time for Team Hawk to use this resource advantage, but Yaoi is dealing so much damage onto Gary right now. Panda picks up the gold buff. Yaoi is going to be caught. Panda dealing out just a bit of damage, revealing them with a battle mirror image, and Echo are forced to back away. Panda still just trying to clear the wave.
I mean, this is the even trade on skills, but look at Team Hawk pressuring Panda's lane, making sure he gets so much farming. Here comes the dive.
They're going onto Yaoi, and it's a good targeting move by Team Hawk. First blood over to Team Hawk as Min is going to be targeted by Sanji, who rotates in, but he doesn't have the heavy spin to really punish the other members of Team Hawk.
I just got to say this early on, right? 3 minutes in, the absence of Benny Cutie and, of course, Carl TZ calling the shot. Well, maybe because we also haven't seen the full potential of Yaoi. Is Echo lacking damage here?
I mean, it seems like it on the other side because Joy, really hard to kill. Kadita, really hard to catch. Hilda, how do you kill Hilda? Played by Min. It's impossible, right? I mean, yes, you're lacking damage. It's not really you're lacking damage. It's the other side are just way too tanky for you to do anything about that. Here we go.
4-man gank, 3 ultimates. Holy moly.
It's a 4-min gank.
Yeah, it's a 4-min gank. Okay. Oh, I see what you did there. And I also see what Sanford's trying to do here with the Black Dragon form. He gets the Petrified down. Man is going to be able to pop that rough waves. Gets all the HP back as Gary jumps back and forth. Looking for the Retribution as Sanford joins in with a Furious Dive. Lola going to be able to find a kill onto Carl TZ. Sanford falling 2. Team Hawk finds 2 on the board with the turtle as well. Lola flickering out. Yaoi baited in. Gary looking for the kill. Yaoi going to be taken down. Double kill for the man, Gary.
That's a non-starter. Echo walked into a fight that they could have sworn they could win, but THQ said, Team Hawk says, no, we'll take your lunch money. and will ask for it again tomorrow. They want so much on the map and they're not done.
They're not. This is a Malaysian style at a full display right here. Hilda trading 4 ultimates on the blue side jungle of Echo. At the same time, entire Hawk just started the turtle on command. You know, they know you don't have the ultimate, you don't have the skill necessary to contest this objective. They started it, and Echo, when they showed up, Team Hawk punished him and punished him properly. Here we go again.
Oh my god, 2 times now. There's so many ults used just to get him out of the way. He's such a nuisance in this game. And right now, I do feel like he's a bit more just reliable in this game compared to game 1, even though Echo have drafted themselves a better early game comp.
Yeah, Echo's really trying. And again, despite this Natalia not dealing too much damage, Yaoi has hit a career milestone. The lover boy has dealt millions now in damage. But wait, even Panda, they're struggling to kill even just Panda.
All right, now I like it, right? At first, I was a bit, you know, I was doubting the lane swap because, again, Benny's going to be able to find a lot of gold early on to scale onto those item power spikes. Thing is, it's not a full lane swap that they usually do. It's just to get Panda that level advantage to then come down towards the gold lane to win out of the lane and to actually bully the Beatrix. So it's an adaptive lane swap that's really good for Team Hawk.
And also, Team Hawk's taking very, very smart and slow, right? They were on the bottom side farming the wave. He expected somebody to show up, right? Just use the Blazing Duet to get the wave, get the farm, and then dip, right? Get out of there. Here we go. The next turtle contest is live.
Sanji trying to create an opening for his team as Lola does the same, zoning Sanji away. Gary is doing a lot right now, jumps in. That's going to be Sanford with the Black Dragon form. Carl Teasy with the Bravest Fighter, and that's Carl Teasy winning on the Red Tree battle with the Petrify. Finds 2 members. Lola gets the stun, man gets the rough waves down. Fans looking for more. Sanford's going to be stunned up as Yaoi jumps in onto the mid lane. Sanji flickering out, hits the wall. Gary looking for it, finds the killing spree, and the mid lane turret falls. It's a trade, but Lola in that gold lane now is still going to be able to survive. Meanwhile, Min chasing Yaoi down will mean that Team Hawk will have all they can say on the mid lane tier 1.
That's a turtle for Echo, but they suffered so many losses. I can tell that Benny Curie also had some hard decisions to make, and it ended up not killing or not dealing damage to anybody.
Yeah, and now look at Yaoi getting vision. It's more of a mental game right now on both sides, right? Who's going to outsmart each other? Because both sides, like, they don't have a set strategy, full-on engage. It's like one at a time. You really have to play careful. Look, Panda shoved the lane and dip, but Yaoi is on the chase.
Oh, and he finds the kill. Min tried his best to just give him vision there, but unfortunately, Echo, with that positioning, onto the flanks, they were able to catch Panda off guard.
All right, this could be, you know, 1,000 times worse for Echo, given that this is a 2K lead for Hawk, and Echo is slowly putting some damage on the board, but I don't think it's enough.
Min?
Sanji.
Oh, no wall to pin Min down there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Starter, still.
Oh, here we go, though. The damage.
They've all used it onto Min. Yaoi's chasing him down as Sanji is going to be able to actually disengage. Yaoi finds the assassination, but that's going to be Man finding the Petrify. Carl Teasy taking low. Lola jumping with the Bravest Fighter, and that's going to be Man actually baited in. Benny finds the kill with the Wesker, a weapon we haven't seen in a long time. Lola getting knocked up. That's the damage coming through. Benny with the Renner is absolutely massive as that's going to be Panda terrified. Gary jumping into the back line right now. He's almost finding the kill. Benny swaps back into Wesker. Yaoi jumping with the silence on that Natalia. Not dealing enough damage to take Panda down.
Team Hawk, last game, they were rushing it a little bit, and this game, they're doing the exact same thing. They were finding the dive they should not have, and you can see Yaoi is playing the smart game, the brain game, right? She's getting the vision on the blue side jungle of Team Hawk, and once he realized where Panda was, he found a kill onto Panda, and then he found a kill onto Min. It is one at a time, very strategic move coming out from Yaoi.
I mean, say what you will about the whole roamer getting all the kills situation, but you gotta do what you gotta do to help Echo bounce back, right? And shut down who you need to shut down for Team Hawk. And they're making pushes, and look, here's a heavy spin out. You know, Echo knows that they're still out of their breath. Hawk is gonna get this clean.
It's a good execution here in terms of how to control the neutral objective by Team Hawk, but it's also a very good response by Echo. They, like you said, they know that they cannot take this fight. They will lose straight out in the 5v5, so they instead rotate Yaoi over to pick up a trade. It's not a worth it trade, but that's what they can get right now.
But look at Bendy's farm, though. He's getting there, right? He's about to build a conversion size into the golden staff. Once you get those items, Hilda's not going to survive very quickly. You already finished the core damage items. Make sure all the skill is going to do damage no matter who it comes. And now it's about shredding the tanks. But here comes the defense. I mean, this Benny, can he hold the Lord? I think it's going to be pretty easy with the SMG.
We'll see, right? With Bennett, it's even faster. So he uses the ultimate, but Team Hawk are still going to be able to use a second wave and even just the cannon wave from the previous minion. Tier 2, number 1, taken down in the top side. Mid lane to be taken down too, as the bottom lane too. This is just very good micro from Team Hawk to control this side as man jumps in, finds the pick on the Sanford. Panda with BMI, Gary to be pinned down, as that's to be Sanji just wreaking havoc, but Gary does the same thing, dodging away from the CC, dealing damage while he's at it. A 1-for-1 as Sanford and Man get taken out, but it's still Team Hawk who find the base turret and find the better value.
I mean, this is very, very exciting what Team Hawk does. They know Yaoi's looking for the flank, the back line. So what did it do? The ultimate bonding experience, right? The group does make sure you can't do anything at all. At the same time, Panda's a little bit tanky, was mentioned earlier. He built a little bit of defense item to make sure it doesn't get one-shotted. As long as this guy stays alive for actual 1 second, that will help. And here comes the damage!
Whoa! What a combination! With the Redder shot and the assassination, now it's gonna be Lola who's gonna be caught. Yaoi jumps in again, and Sanford is the one who picks up the kill. On top of nothing, Echo were able to find a pick.
There's still some punishment from Echo because Team Hawk stayed a little longer than they should have. Should have been happy with that mid lane inhibitor push, with that Lord. 1 try, 1 go, success. But they stayed, and I think the vision that the lover boy Yaoi provided was super instrumental to get this done. Now, talking about the Echo situation, heavy spin away. I gotta say, they can't win on conventional terms. They always have to win team fights because their lineup almost has 0 wave management. Like, they have to win fights.
Oh, here, man!
Oh, I thought Beatrix's Renner was nerfed. Look at the damage he did to Man. What?
It's an 11-minute, almost 3-core item Beatrix.
True.
That's what it does.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage, right? It just feels like the old Beatrix there with the Renner shot.
Yeah, I mean, what now? A Roar and Blade of Despair, right?
Yes.
Almost everything you need.
The Malefic Roar plus Blade of Despair, that's going to be a lot of damage. Plus, Man is going full damage, right? Like this guy, the good thing about it, even though he took a lot of damage, he can recover with the passive really quickly. You know, so he's back to full HP again, and this time, Hack, I think if they want to win this game, they have to just play careful. Every time they play sloppy, they get punished really heavily. And here we go, they're going for the Lord. The very, very steady gameplay coming out from Team Hack. This might just be what they needed to win the game.
Red Tree comes in, Lola jumps in with the bravest fighter now. Again, zoning Echo away, and Echo just did not have anything to respond to that Lord play. It's another Lord, but unfortunately for Team Hawk, it's not the enhanced Lord just yet.
Yep, they killed the Lord a little too quick. But then again, a free objective, we'll take it. Enhance their minions, force a push. And again, I think the reasons why they did that is because Echo, as mentioned earlier, has really bad wave clear. So force the issue. Keep going.
Look at Yaoi, just on the side. He's trying to camp, but again, the UV is too strong, right? I mean, like the ultimate bonding experience on the top side now, they're going to get a free tower. At this point, the Lord wave is more valuable than the Lord itself. You know, they're pushing the tower for free.
More than just for free, they pick up a kill as well, and it's Sanji who falls on the Akai pick in the mid lane. Now let's talk a little bit about that, right? It was a risky move by Echo to go for the Akai in mid and instead flex the Valentina over in the jungle. What do you think they have to do now with this composition?
I mean, at this point, it's really have to capitalize on more misplay or the sloppiness from Hawk. Because this is a Hawk's game to lose at this point. Thinking about 3,000 go to head. Here comes
Sanford getting the petrify down onto Man. Now still getting back to HP. Yaoi absolutely assassinates the mid laner, but Panda shuts him down. That's some more gold onto Panda that you do not want on him for Echo. Right now, with the loss of your roamer that can flank and give you vision, Team Hawk going to be able to actually siege that base turret down. Panda jumps back to his BMI, and Team Hawk are just playing it disciplinedly.
From worst to bad to not so bad to just no base turrets left, the situation for Echo has to have some rubber band, and I just can't put my finger on it. You were asking about if the mid Akai was a little too risky. If I remember correctly, that MPLI mid Akai on Drian was a snowball lineup. I don't see any snowball from Echo right here, right now, 14 minutes in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a reverse snowball, actually. You know, with all the vision coming out from Hilda. Natalia, even though he's trying to do the best he can from Yaoi's perspective. But the team is just not able to follow up with damage because you have Hilda on their entire team's face, absolutely unkillable. So it's, again, at this point, you can see the Team Hawk is being very disciplined, sinking the wave, actually not pushing the wave at all, just slowly but surely making sure the wave is pushed down to their side so Echo doesn't find any farm, maintain their goal lead, and wait for the next floor. But here comes the punishment from Yaoi.
That's a lot of damage, my dude. And Yaoi just deleted, man. No one's gonna be able to find him too right now. Wow.
That's the lover boy for you.
That's the lover boy.
And it's gonna hit critical mass, exactly what this Natalia can do at this point in the game, approaching 15 minutes.
Absolutely. It's at this point, Echo's win condition is either Hawk's mistake or Yaoi finding the flank. And speaking of flank, here it comes again.
Uh-oh, man, popping the sprint, gonna be actually pinned down, but the damage isn't enough just yet. Gary leaving to collapse, Benny flickering forward, finding the kill, but using his resource. Now, it's an all-out fight from everywhere. Benny's still in the bush, dealing a lot of damage. Gary gonna be melted down, but in the back line, look at Carl Teasy, who's gonna be taken down. Panda with the mid-nature, and the blazing duet. Outplays Sanford, picking up a nice kill for Gary. Yaoi gets the minion, the creep, and that is a mistake you do not want to see because Team Hawk run wild on Echo. Sanji losing immortality. Lola and Gary dealing damage enough to pick up the unstoppable. The minion waves are still coming down. Can Team Hawk end?
It's just Benny. It's just Benny. It's about 10, 12 seconds before anyone else from Echo comes back. Could this be the beginning of a reverse sweep?
Benny once again trying to stun, but it is going to be Mon who deletes him off. Team Hawk, they were pushed to the edge, but they have come back. It's 2-1. Team Hawk have done it.
Yibombe, Team Hawk back on the board. 2-1. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. One crucial mistake from one little auto attack can change the fate of the entire game, my guys. That was insane. How he just jumped into the bush, and then it's one auto attack on the minute because it disappeared. You know, Claude disappeared, he can't auto attack anymore, and that lost the game for Echo.
I mean, say what you will about that very moment, right?
Yeah.
Which might as well could have turned it around for Echo, but the writing was on the wall. Echo was just holding on for dear life. But what?
Yes.
Imagine like the whole Lion King situation, right?
Oh, man.
With what was Simba's dad's name?
Mufasa.
Mufasa hanging on by his paw, right? He was holding on for like 2 or 3 fingers. That was worse for Echo.
Yeah,
they were 1-1, the glue, the Eve, the Kaja, the carry for Team Hawk specifically. The best solution is just prevention. Now, seconds away from the draft, this could be, again, another decider. It's the last game that Hawk has to win to even think of a reverse sweep. It's Echo back in the driver's seat, blue side. Team Hawk answering back. There goes the Kaja, the glue, and the Joy with the first pick, Eve, while it's Team Hawk batting out the carry, the 1-1, and the Grok. What's a solid swing back? 2 picks to fight that Eve.
I mean, right now, Joy is being banned away, Glue is being banned away, Carry 1-1, all these characters are banned away. I mean, are they considering, I was about to say Grok, and Grok is banned away too, you know, just when I look at this entire draft. So, are they considering Fanny or something like Valentina to copy Eve's ultimate? Because yeah, you have Eve zoning with the real world manipulation, but if you have Valentina, you can copy that. You can also take all the Claude for the counter and a Chow, the pick for ban.
2 dive heroes, right? The Cho and the Claude. You mentioned the Valentina, but I personally am thinking more about the Farsa. Remember game 1? How was Echo able to beat the Eve from the side of Team Hawk? It was by picking up a Farsa, but now Echo has 2 members that can also dive, provide that backline threat that they need, and maybe just counter the Farsa before it's even picked up.
But Farsa is still available though.
True.
But also, this is an early Harith.
I think the earliest Harith we've ever seen
in M4.
At M4.
Oh, this might be one of those very hyper carry Granger jungle kind of situation.
Where you just pick a fast jungler so that you can snowball on through. Again, the term snowball to describe lineups has come up like, what, 3 or 4 times in this series alone. So it's clear that these teams are very much momentum-based.
Yep.
And then we'll see how they capitalize on that. One more pick for Team Hawk before we go into the banning phase.
Yeah, because Team Hack's signature playstyle is the dive. And it pick a lot of dive characters. Here we go, the Valentina. Then copy Jung-Oh, copy Eve-Oh, right? A lot of different situation that you can go with here. It's really, really good pick. Now, why I talk about a Granger? Because, I mean, you think about picking Harris. Harris is also a flex, right? You can go to the side lane, and sometimes might go to the jungle. We haven't seen much of it. Most of it in the scrims, we've seen Harris go to the side lane and giving a lot of farm, a lot of lane pressure, so the jungle Granger can actually thrive.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this before, right? I believe Falcon was the one who actually used the Harith and the Granger combination, but that time it was actually the Lunox and the Granger. Lunox in the gold lane. With this combination, yes, there's a lot of lane prio just based on how fast you clear the waves. Mid lane by the Eve and the gold lane on the Harith. With this composition too, you still need that physical damage, and hey, Granger works, right? So I'm looking at it too. I'm thinking about the Granger, but the Martis is to be banned out by Team Hawk. You're also seeing the Hilda ban, which again is setting up for that just vulnerable jungler, but can be the Granger.
Yeah, no, you respect the Min, right? You respect Min. The way that he plays. But now that we've been talking about the Granger so much, the one big danger that he has is if the peel for Team Hawk melts quickly, the whole dive versus dive situation just crumbles for them if they have a Granger jungle. Because you're still a marksman. You have to still consider yourself as a marksman and protect yourself. Now going into the picks after the cool frame, the Hayabusa get banned, is the Granger still looking good?
I think it is. I think it is. I mean, like all the diver ban. The thing about it is, Chow most likely is use it as a support, as a roam position, right? Banning the Hilda is just like, okay, it might be a flex, but we don't care. We don't want any pressure into the jungle at all. So this is giving you a strong signal at this point. We don't want any dive, we don't want any assassin. We want the hyper carry in the jungle. Now, which one are they going to go with? YSS, Roger, all those characters are kind of falling off in early game damage now. But Granger, if you scale into the late game, it can actually one-shot any character from the side of Team Hawk.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Like, for Echo here specifically, right? Yeah. I think I just got on the same page as you guys. Yep. Maybe Echo, maybe Carl Teasy, right? But with a Ling on the other end, can it go fast enough?
I mean, it's because right now, if Echo just goes for the Granger, right, you are going to be very vulnerable to the dive that Ling and Cho have. Thing is, though, you're not the sole damage dealer. If you do get targeted, you still have that Zaman Force on the Harith, you still have the Eve, and no Granger. It's the Yi Sun Shin from Carl Teasy. First time at M4. My goodness.
It's a debut. It's a debut alongside the Ruby. So I'm guessing that's the roamer. Ruby in the hands of Yaoi. Yi Sun Shin, we mentioned how possibly he could be on the decline, but he did get a little buff in the last patch.
And also, I want to say something about the YSS. This character, the reason why it's not as good as hyper character compared to Granger is because the meta is heavily focused on tank. But if you look at Team Hawk, there were squishy characters, right? Yeah, Chow might be a little bit tankier, but Valentina, Claude, especially when Claude jumps onto the YSS, he might just jump into his own demise.
Yeah, and also, he got a rework where in his passive, there is now a built-in movement speed, so he can help kite.
Yep.
Oh, man, I don't know, though. Personally, I've tried the Yi Sun Shin. I'm no Carl Teasy, but it did not work, man. No damage. Even though I just scaled off to the late game, I got all of my items. Level 15. Again, no Carl Teasy. I'm not a Carl Teasy, but did no damage.
Full disclaimer.
Full disclaimer. I'm no Carl Teasy.
But were you also going against like 2 tanks on the other side?
Yeah, I was up against a lot of dive. That's why I did nothing. I just can't dove on, but I did not have a Yaoi peel as well. So, Yaoi on the Ruby.
Last pick, Phovius. On paper, it looks amazing. I'm liking it because, again, you have a Yi Sun Shin with
Harith.
that passive you want to trigger, the Harith.
Ruby.
The Ruby. Yuzhong has a nice dash in there built into his kit.
Yep.
Is this trouble?
I think it is.
For Echo? Are they going to crumble under the demonic force?
Well, the demonic force is going to be a massive weapon that they can use, but look at the crowd. This is a weapon that both teams can use. The support coming in by both Echo and Team Hawk as we get ourselves ready. Let's hear it once again. Tennis indoors and Nyan for Team Hawk and for Echo in game number 4.
As both sides now walking into the game, both teams are trying to get as much vision as they can. They both play really aggressive. Look at Min, looking for vision immediately. And by the way, that's a sexy Ruby skin right there.
Yep, I
wonder what it is.
The Aspirant skin, released a month ago. and you just gotta grab it. I think the timer's running out on that. Go get it. Now, look at this aggressive move by Min. Checking in. Can he get trapped in by Yawi and Sanji?
Uh-oh, it's also a lane swap. Once again, the Malaysian swap here. As Min jumps in, is able to actually buy some time here. Flickers out to safety.
Wow, I mean, already really aggressive. It's Min. You know, yes, he's getting cornered by 3 people, but remember, it's Min, right? He's unkillable. When he roams around like that, and now he's getting so much vision, you know exactly where everybody is. You can see Ling is finding the invade, and that's the value Ming brings on the table. Because you know where enemies are, majority of them, that gives Ling so much rotation options. Here we go.
Uh-oh, that's going to be Min taken low. First blood over to Carl TZ. Gary's not level 4 just yet. Has to wait a bit, and Carl TZ so far is doing really good. Gary, though, finally gets level 4. Doesn't decide to commit. Carl TZ follows through with a Mountain Chakra, now revealing everyone on the map, too.
Impressive target acquisition by Carl TZ here. M2 Grand Finals MVP. You saw how he knew that the orange wouldn't reset, and then he just picked off Min and then moved on.
Wow.
Yeah, very accurate. Now 15 seconds before the turtle. Min is level 3. We have about 3 level 3s right here, actually, from the side of Hack. And you have more, I think, the same thing, about 3 level 3s from the side of Echo. It's a completely even game so far. Now, with the late game skilling, likewise says, this is looking good, actually, to the favor of Echo.
It's just, again, right? Team Hawk were trying their best to invade an enemy team, but it actually just gives Echo a bit of an edge because now Carl TZ, he got a first blood. Sanford as well on that winning lane, able to get to the turtle side first. The mid control is fully controlled by Echo, and this is where you start to question, is this Yisun Shin going to actually snowball?
Is this going to change the landscape of our metagame? But again, it's been, what, 2 minutes and a half? 2 minutes and a half, we can't say exactly that Yisun Shin is the new hotness again.
Not yet.
Some people like the meta, somebody don't, but to me, the meta is just versatile, right?
I agree.
Is it going to change? We don't know because everything is possible. Like, you can have hyper carry jungle, or you can go to the goal lane. Here we go on the top side, though, Sanford.
Lola going to be able to bring him back now. The course is ready, and that's going to be a knockout by the Tempest of Blades. Good kill over to Gary. Lola just funnels it back onto Gary for more damage so that he can actually dive in towards the Yisun Shin later.
And just as Min has done throughout all games in this series, he's doing so much. He's moving around. You never really know where that show is. And I think that's what makes these two-man engages from Team Hawk so scary because you're never sure if the Cho is around. You're never sure if Min is around. And look at that. Quickly making work. They converted from that 1 kill on Sanford into a turret.
3 minutes in, by the way.
That's an early tower. And again, a lot of people don't see this, but I'll give a lot of credit to Min for giving the vision so Link can roam freely to find the kill on the top side and then move that to a tier 1 tower 3 minutes in. That is absolutely insane because even though the gold looks very similar, there's not too much gold differences right now, but open up the map will open up the snowball. And that's the word, that's the focus of this series.
Yep, about 20 seconds away from the second turtle. Might be more room for Team Hawk to do it because again, they did pop that left part of the map for them. The top lane, tier 1. Bottom lane, though, what's Benny Cutie to do against Panda, given that they have gone back to their natural lane?
Yeah, now look, the second turtle. YSS already moving the turtle to the blue side. Here we go.
Min going to be able to jump in now. Look at the Kundo and the way the dragon to bring Yaoi back, but it's going to be Sanford who finds a petrify onto 3. Gary gets a Tempest of Blaze onto Yaoi, finds a kill. Sanford still on the back line, knocking man up, but Gary picks up the turtle and goes back in on the Carl TZ with a double kill now onto Sanji. He's looking for a triple. He dives in under the tier 2, but he's not going to be able to find it. Sanford still hunting. Lola getting out. Gary dashing out of the wall, but Furious Dive follows it through. Gary's still going to be able to actually get out Sanford, now caught in a bad situation as he's 1 HP, and that's the kill picked up by Lola. The passive does its thing, and it gets a trade for Sanford, but that is value for Team Hawk.
Oh my god, what a team fight there. You can see the value from the Demonic Force in that team fight in full display. We talk about what to do about this ultimate. You don't really have much choices right now at this point. You just have to wait for Lola to wait out the ult, you bait it, you dash, you commit a team fight, do the poker face that Echo like to do, right? Go bait out a skill and then just wait. I think that's probably the only option you have.
So far, Team Hawk has grown into this series. They are ahead about 2K. Min admitting to the fact that ever since Team Hawk was formed under MPLMY, they were gunning for M4. Imagine that, being a qualifier squad, going straight to becoming champions, competing at the world stage. They catch Yawi.
Yawi also getting brought back by the I'm Offended. Terrified down. Min still looking for one more knock-up. Yawi not able to connect his own I'm Offended. But in the enemy jungle, Carl Teasy is going to fall. And this was exactly why we thought it's not going to work. Gary! Super fast hands as he just styles out of there.
What a style there. I mean, just changing skills. And Karate is definitely falling off, and you can feel like he doesn't have the damage or the survivability. If you don't have the support from Yawi, it's going to be a problem. And here we go on the bottom side. You can see, thanks to the advantage they got from the jungle, they're able to push a bottom tier 1 tower. Oh, here comes the hook.
Yawi gets the I'm Offended. Panda still able to get out with the BMI. That's going to be the way Dragon popped in by Min, but it's going to be 2 members taken down. Make it 3. Someone else fell on the other side of the map.
Given that 3-man sweep from Echo, the Filipino crowd has gone and made up their own cipher, a little dance circle out in the stands. But as we speak, Team Hawk back into their dominating ways here in game number 4. 6 minutes in, no turtles so far after that first one for Echo. So I can only imagine what Carl Teasy is feeling. Is this the Yushin Shin you were talking about, Mirko?
Yeah, I mean, again, based on my experience, I've played like 5 games on the Yushin Shin.
The new Yushin Shin.
Yeah, the new Yushin Shin in this patch, right? And even when I get the late game, even when I get a few kills early on, I just don't deal as much damage as you would normally do. And now with just Panda also scaling up, I feel like Carl Teasy might just... He might be losing to every single damage-dealing member from Team Hawk later on, even in the late stage when he has full items.
Yeah, not only do you lose on damage, you also have to consider all the squad controls going to be diving you. And speaking of dive, bottom lane, Gary is definitely playing the carry role at this point. I mean, just finding push after push, and now Monitor Shocker, it's just way too much.
And the siege as well, you can see.
Every tower.
Yeah, THQ still in control, now 3K ahead, almost 8 minutes in. Let's check out the items, exactly what is Benny Cutie building up towards. Because, again, this is the one point I think that Echo is ahead on, right? That gold lane matchup.
5,700 gold compared to the Claude, which is still standing at 5,500. Honestly, looking at it right now.
Look at the Ling, though.
Yeah, the Ling.
3.5K ahead.
3.5K go ahead.
And look at the itemization, right? He went for the Berserker's Fury into the Windtalker, and now, if he gets that Endless Battle, man, Echo's gonna have a hard time, even if they have Yaoi to peel. That's so much damage, and even true damage coming off the Endless Battle.
Yeah, this is only gonna be scarier and scarier as Team Hack continue to extend a control in the game. 12 seconds before Lord. The thing about a Ruby pick is, Ruby's early game is really not that strong. They're not too much CCs, they're not too much damage, and you can't really check vision because it's not that tanky either. So you can see now Ruby, unless he lands that hook, he's not going to be a primary tank. If you match that with Cartesi, who's also squishy, speaking of squishy, here comes Team Hack.
Uh-oh, that's going to be the Demonic Force on towards Sanford, who pops into Black Dragon form. Min, so trying to disrupt, that's the I'm Offended, only connecting onto Min right now as he's going to be melted down, but that's going to be Sanford picking up the kill onto Panda. Man, able to trade that back as Lola, still caught in the midst. Demonic Force buying a little bit of time before he gets bursted down by Benny. Killing Spree popped in, that's a 2-for-1, but Team Hawk find Lord.
Team Hawk won that trade, I believe it was worth it. A little too messy, but Echo are finding what they need to find on the map to eventually get back into this game, shrinking that huge gold lead. It's a astronomical lead that Team Hawk has, especially on the team members that matter. But so far, I just noticed now, man, almost 10 minutes in, Echo only pushed 1 turret.
Yeah, again, it's all about map control, right? In the first 3 minutes, we saw not too much goal differences, but because the first tower got taken down, that quickly snowballed into bottom tier 1, the top tier 2. Now with Lore coming in, even though the Team Hack lost 2 people, Team Echo couldn't push a singular tower. Now the mid-tier one's gonna take him down because of all the aggression coming to the jungle.
Oh, Carl Tease is gonna be assassinated there. Min, 1 HP. Sanji finds the damage, but Gary's gonna be able to actually get out. Lola now under the turret, jumps into the Demonic Force, not able to find Yaoi, jumps in once again. Gary finds the kill. Panda jumps in with the flicker too, but it's not enough. Benny and Sanji get out. It is a tier 1 turret taken down by Team Hawk as Gary looks to try to look for the base turret now. Sanji coming in. That's the base turret passive, and Gary needs to back away. Tier 2 now in the mid lane. Gonna be targeted down and siege down by Team Hawk.
That's a clean capitalization by Team Hawk of that small win. Again, 3 for 3 across the board. I'm feeling the problems with the Yus and Shin now. Again, you have the Yus and Shin, you have the Harith. They both need to hit their opponents for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
They're pure DPS. So the box that Sanji's setting up doesn't seem like it's enough.
Yeah, and also they need to scale. But if you think about how much pressure Chao is giving on the map, it's not allowing them to scale, right? Ling is able to split push, find more tower, proc the high ground. The high ground tower is passive as well. I mean, this is too much pressure from all of the map from Team Hack, and it seems like the draft that Echo has is not paying them any dividends.
I agree. I was one of the first downers towards the Yus and Shin, right? The damage, even towards the late game, based on my experience, isn't enough to really become that hyper carry.
I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, given that it was a nice way to kind of, stop the whole Valentina situation. It's a DPS hero that, yes, it does provide vision, but it's not a game changer when it comes down to a team fight. But yeah, again, it might have been a concept that needed more time in the oven, might have needed more reps. But we'll see if there is a comeback, because it's not over quite yet. There's still inhibitors standing for Echo.
Yeah, and here we go. Gary split pushing again. And he's not pushing that much. He's not completely shoving the wave. He gives the wave a gentle tap, and this allows the wave to accumulate. And then Ling, thanks to the mobility, is able to roam to the Lord almost immediately. So now, again, Team Hack has control over the map going to the Lord fight.
Again, it's that wave control from Team Hawk, right? They're able to actually slow push the waves, and they're going to be able to create so much pressure onto that XP lane where Echo is not really going to be able to respond to either play. There's always that split push threat with the Ling, and also that Lord take that's is constantly threatening Echo. And Echo, at this point, need to choose one, or maybe they need to just defend at this point. Even if they go for a 5v5, it's not a 50-50, it's more of a 70-30. As it stands.
Yeah.
Most things that Team Hawk have their eyes on come for free. That's what this 4K gold lead is giving them. Ooh. And for Echo, as you mentioned, it's a hard decision. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Dave.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I don't know what to begin, but here it comes.
Yeah, I'm offended finding Gary and Min, but Gary's gonna be able to get out, but that's gonna be a lot of damage placed on the back line. Panda flickering out, Man gonna fall, but the demonic force now by Lola, over towards Benny with one more coming down. It's a 1-for-0 for Echo. They bought a bit more time, but look, again, Echo, they lost a lot of HP there. Now it's still, despite that pick, gonna be Team Hawk who has more pressure on the Lord, but Echo, they're using this man advantage really well, forcing it instantly.
Speaking of when you don't know what to do, it's the decision making. Like, how decisive can you be? How fast can you make your decision and execute on it? That's gonna make the difference, right? You saw Yaoi jumped in with the hook, and that made a whole lot of difference. But that difference is quickly minimized as Hack's now making a move on the Lord again.
4v5, it's gonna be the retreat battle. Gary wins it. Carlteasy gonna be kicked down, locked up by Minus. Panda jumps in with blazing duet to the back line. Benny now in the midst of it all, jumping back and forth, getting a kill, getting shut down though by the likes of Panda. Min still surviving. His stats gonna be Sanford running away. The Furious died by Man, as that's gonna be enough to lock him down. 4-for-1. Team Hawk on a run now to equalize in game 4.
Oh no, this looks familiar. It's just one defender left. Yaoi's gonna take about 5 or 6 seconds before he can come to help defend. Sanji puts up the ult. Will Lola fall? Nope. All right. No. I think Echo's still in this.
Yeah.
Sanji still dishing out damage, poking them down. Mid lane base server gonna fall. BMI popped in back. Yaoi very close to getting that I'm offended. But like you mentioned, Leo, not enough just yet. Team Hawk back away.
Now, if the Lord come close for the charge, that's another free high ground tower. And remember, all at the same time, bottom wave is slowly accumulating towards the high ground of Team Echo. Team Hawk, all they have to do is push this Lord in. Can they do it?
Benny QT finds a massive pick, and that's 2 on the board. Benny is 8-1. He is single-handedly stopping the end from Team Hawk.
Is this the key to victory? At this point, it's all on Benny. Can you find the crucial kills onto Panda, onto Gary, because only him has the damage to do it. KarTZ is still not there yet. He's level 15. This is a miracle. This is your situation. Can he find the damage? Now, the good thing about YSS is also the ultimate. The Mountain Chakra gives you so much vision, which allows you to know, okay, is the link split pushing? How do we answer this? That's the benefit of YSS. And Gary comes to dive.
Time for the blades. But that's
Yowie!
Yowie! To perfection! Yowie with an absolutely insane, I'm offended, to catch Gary.
Ruby is one of the natural predators of most assassin junglers that have high mobility. And right here, we're seeing the rubber band effect. They're shrinking that gold lead. Now at 2K, they're going to make a play here in the jungle, trying to go for that main artery, that mid lane tier 1. So far, Echo not out of the woods just yet, but we're seeing signs of life.
Yes, and also, Yowie has a flicker now. That's even a bigger threat. If Yowie before the flicker have to only play knowing where Ling is, knowing how your jungler play, but now he can actually engage like the lore fight previously.
Oh, that stopped the
Here we
conceal.
go.
Min looking for an engage as Lola jumps in with the demonic force. Min flickering forward. Yowie doing the same thing as Dasby Sanford, splitting them back. And Lola and Min, they're isolated from the team. This is it. Min losing the immortality, but it's going to be able to actually get away. That's a disengage coming in with Gary rotating again. Benny, 1v4 in the midst of it all. Still surviving. And then stopping Team Hawk's engage.
The storm, the typhoon, the hurricane took on 5 members of Team Hawk. Enough time to buy for Echo to defend. And we are sitting at dead even.
Now this is a deja vu because Team Hawk has a tendency to go a little bit sloppy in the mid to late game, right? Sometimes we saw that being punished heavily in the previous games. And this is a series, this is the moment where they have to hold steady and go for the next objective. You saw Chow, right? You had Min and Lola jumped in by themselves, disconnected from the team. That's very uncharacteristic of Hack, who plays very disciplined most of the time in the entire series so far. Here we go.
Yowie again finding Panda, but Panda's going to be able to actually dash out. Benny again, looking for the damage right now. The Blazing Duet will be popped. Gary to the back line as that's going to be the Demonic Force popped in as well. Yowie with no I'm offended cannot actually peel for his team. Lola, Demonic Force once again onto the back line, onto KarTZ, but still going to be able to kite away. You can see the damage being placed on. Lola still surviving for a bit longer. KarTZ finally finishes him off, but Sanford falls as well. Both of the XP laners have been taken down, but the real world inflation comes down. Yowie missing with I'm offended. Team Hawk still trying to get an opening here around the Lord. Yowie be taken low. Min on the flanks. Panda in the mid lane looking for the base. Right now as Gary jumps in, helping the mid laner out. KarTZ finishes Min off, using the Mountain Chakra device. From the mid lane will be pushed in. Team Hawk with one cannon minion. KarTZ looking down. They're getting it. Gary and Panda will end the game to equalize against the tournament favorites.
A taste of their own medicine. Echo loses game 4 at the brink of a reverse sweep via a backdoor split push play by Team Hawk.
Oh my god, what a play. The Echo style onto their own base. That is insane. Now, when we saw the Panda go in there, Eve responded, but Eve alone is not enough because Hawk has a Ling.
They had the tools.
What a series, man. That's all I have to say. What a series.
They had the tools, they had the setup, and again, Echo, at least at this point, they knew that it was possible, but they just could not respond fast enough. That's
any Malaysian team. Hawk and Todak, but now, once again, 4 seconds onto the drafts.
Here we go. It comes down to this. A lot of what we could personally say about Echo's game 3 and 4 came down in the draft. Here we go. We'll see if it makes a difference.
Are we going to see some cheese, like Hilda, also a Masha gameplay, going to her jungle? You know, okay, we talk about how this entire time KarTZ wasn't picking those assassins. Maybe this time KarTZ is going to pick the assassins.
Oh, no.
And then when they go with the Masha and the Hilda combo going into her jungle, the Malaysian treatment, we call it, right?
Welcome you aggressively.
That welcome you aggressively.
Scratches you. It's just, oh my god, I can see that happening, right? Oh, we'll just see right now as Team Hawk are still going to be on the red side. Second pick, the Claw going to be respected here by Echo with the Glue and the Joy. So Yves still up for grabs right now. Valentina, Kaja.
Correct.
Gary. Carry, Kaja, Grok. You have all this. Grok is actually just banned.
Eve.
Fanny, Farmis. Yeah, all these different choices available on the map.
Something's got to give.
Something gotta give, yeah.
It's just one ban for Hawk, but again, their consolation is they get 2 picks on the swing back.
Maybe they don't ban either. Yeah, exactly, right? Maybe don't ban any of the character we just mentioned.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, the one was carry.
I agree. That, I mean, Benny on the carry. Just,
Yeah.
I don't want to see it anymore. It's too good, right? Echo picks up the Eve. Kaja let go. A hero that can actually cancel out the real world inflation with that suppression.
And this is also really smart because Wafri picked the Eve. Even though Kaja's still up, but we haven't seen much Kaja from Team Hawk because that's not their playstyle, right? We know how much they love the frontline initiators, the early game supports like Chow, right? Like Hilda to go into your jungle. Now Kaja is really good in lane to harass and poke you, but not really good at invading your jungle.
I agree. And considering Yaoi can just pick up the Cho, I think right now Hawk needs to stay true to why they were able to win the last game. Pick up the Cho, take it away from Yaoi, force him on another, maybe even a Kufra here. That's exactly what they go for.
Oh no. You give Gary his Ling and then Min his Cho. Now how does Echo answer back?
Kaja.
They pick up the Kaja. Where do they put it? It seems like with the Yuzhong and the Eve, it's like Echo is still, again, which is something that we've seen happen a lot here in this Best of 5 series. They're learning and they're taking things from the previous games for better or for worse.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is not the comfort. It's not something that we expected. Obviously, Stanford has been on Yuzhong and has been performing steadily, but it's not the Grok Stanford that we know. It's not a Benedetta Stanford that we know. So this is something that they're drafting meta. They're drafting that make a lot of sense. But again, are they drafting themselves into a corner that they can hardly climb out of?
Well, we'll see. Because right now, it's the last pick for the first phase for Team Hawk. They've gone for a lot of crazy third picks. But this time around with the Ling and the Cho, I think securing a gold laner and then banning out Benny QT will be a very solid option. No. They're anticipating a carry jungler from Carl.
Now you wonder, where is the Hilda and the Cho gonna go? Min has to play one of them. I am suspecting an XP lane Hilda.
Wow.
It's one of the only options. I mean,
Or Mid-Chow.
Mid-Cho, XP Cho. We haven't seen XP Cho in a long time, but yeah. Oh my goodness. Gold lane Cho?
It can all happen. I mean, the meta, again, is all about flex. We've seen the mill in the kind today, right? Chow in mid, you can get something like really aggressive in the early game. Comfort, we're talking about man play utility mid lane mages anyways, right? So if you get something like really early game that didn't need a lot of farm, maybe even Julian, that might be too ambitious, to be honest. If you get Selena, stuff like that, and just get Chow to level 4, it can be really strong at a first turtle fight. Again, that aligns with entire Team Hack's playstyle.
Yeah, we haven't seen Selena nor a few of the other heroes
Julian.
that could complement this mid lane Cho. So with that being said, we look to the bans to see exactly what these teams are planning. There goes the Martis, there goes the Valentina.
I think they're going to go for either an Akai ban or I think Akai just I don't know why, okay? Because if you look at the composition, they just want to dive in. They don't want to face something like an Akai in the jungle. They would much rather have something like a Fredrin or just a carry jungler. That would just be the best case scenario for Team Hawk. But they're still respecting the Kufra. They're still thinking that the Kaja can be flexing in the jungle, so that's why. But now it's all done, right? Yaoi not going to get the comfort pick.
Yeah, the interesting thing is they're banning like this because everything can flex. Right, Kaja can go jungle. The next thing you know, you're gonna have, and we're talking about Carl TZ playing to the team now, right? So
yeah. That's not it. There is history of Benny QT playing a gold lane Yuzhong. So maybe that's the next level. Maybe that's the next layer here of Echo adjusting to this best of one meta in this current BO5. But again, I think that they might be overthinking if they do that because now it's Team Hawk who's having them on tilt. It's like, so where's this Cho gonna go? Where's this Hilda gonna go? Can confirm though, not a gold lane Cho. There's the Beatrix.
Here we go. The Beatrix pick coming out for the side of Team Echo. Are they gonna pick some carry now this time for the jungle? Oh, it's Brody and Fredrin. So very standard picks to the meta. Actually, a tank jungler into a hyper carry marksman on the gold lane.
it's pretty scary now for
Yeah.
Echo because in the later stage, they're going to have to rely 100% or just 80% towards the Eve. Brody needs to snowball early, and look at the composition. Team Hawk's going to have a lot of early pressure to try to negate that Brody in lane. If Beatrix, or they could just swap.
Again, the Malaysian
Malaysian
switch.
swap.
Yeah.
But the same thing is Echo is well prepared for that. Right? We've seen that in game 1. You know, like obviously, actually it was game 2. I think that was the Malaysian switch first showed up, and then they prepared it really well. So you can see the last pick right here. What is it going to be?
The choice is mine.
The Xavier.
Wow.
So now the only real question is Rome Hilda or Rome Cho?
Wait. Okay. There you go.
Rome Hilda.
XP Cho, Rome
Yeah.
Hilda.
All right.
There you go. There's your answer.
You always want to put Min on a hero that really just, gets vision, gets in your opponent's faces. Make sure that Gary gets the carry.
Yeah. Is it going to be a damage Chow in the EXP lane or a hybrid, you think?
I think just full tank at this point. It's
Or-
still going to be full tank.
Or the emblem could define.
True. We'll see what emblem he goes for, right? If he goes for damage, I guess he's trying to just burst the Yves down or the Brody. But if he goes for tank, it's a bit more reliable when it comes down to the long team fights. Just, again, we're seeing the support coming in from both of the teams. Tennis Indoor Sanayan for both Echo and Team Hawk. Let's give it up one more time before we get into the decider. Back to a best of one. Game number 5 in the land of Dawn.
Look at the start here
Welcome
for
to
Gary.
Mobile Legends.
Gonna start up his purple. Same for Carl Teasy. But again, Min just, at this point, Echo just knows that this is how Min is gonna play this Hilda.
Yeah. And I gotta give the draft actually to Team Hawk for picking up Xavier in the end. If you look at the entire side of Team Echo, who's gonna get on this Xavier?
Zong.
Yeah, sure, Yuzhong, but you have to go through a lot of vision, right? Because you know exactly where Yuzhong's coming. You have Hilda, you have Chow, who's not gonna lose lane that much. So if Yuzhong's gonna be rotating, Chow's gonna tell his team, hey, by the way, there's a dragon coming your way, so be prepared.
I guess at that point they're just hoping that Sanford, again, makes the wrong call and is just left with nothing. Because that happens. We've seen that happen many times in this series so far.
They did swap, by
They
the way.
swap. Yep.
But I don't think it's a good lane for the Beatrix up against the Yu Zong. You can already see it. And in the gold lane, Benny is actually going to be able to dish out some damage back in. Lola losing onto the trade despite having a 2v1.
You know, the swap philosophy is very, very interesting right here because Beatrice, again, is going to fall behind in the lane because Team Farm as well compared to the Brody. But the thing about this game is Brody late game is going to be much less scarier compared to Beatrix, right? Because Beatrix, after you get those 3 core items, the Cauldron Size, the DHS, the Golden Staff, he's going to one-shot the Frederick.
Yeah, so it's going to come to
There
Team
we
Hawk
go.
maybe making the decision to switch up like they did previously in the series, right? They do the Malaysian switch to start, and then they eventually course correct. We'll see if that same call happens here. Something else to note, the lack of gold in the early phase that the Beatrix will suffer might be worse given that it's a weapons master Beatrix.
Absolutely. Now, first Turtle's coming up. And it seems like Team Hawk, again, has better map control in this area. Look at Hilda.
Well, they are playing for that XP lane because of Panda, so they will have a little bit more
invade.
room to play with. But look at the invade right now with Divine Judgment
Ooh.
popped in. Gary finds the top of the blaze, gets out, is able to actually secure the purple buff despite having that invade onto him. And Echo just moved back. Call TZ doesn't have the retribution. Gary doesn't have it too, but they're still trying to go for the turtle.
You'll say no harm, no foul, but that might be what they're setting up for. The ult and the lack of retribution. Here comes a Black Dragon form.
No contest for Team Hawk.
It's clean.
It's just clean, you know? It's just a contest up top, though. That's the Petrify and Furious Dive.
Oh.
Panda losing a whole lot of HP as Min jumps in, trying just to shot a bit more damage with Ultimate 2. That's the Dawning Light coming through, not able to connect Sanford with a very good sidestep. And it's still Echo grasping onto that 500 gold lead.
Ooh, TikTok Live Carnival for the M4
Carnival.
playoff. Come to TikTok and cheer for M4. Not only have exclusive custom skins, you also have a bunch of other stuff to make sure you show up.
Yep, and again, thanks to Gang. Dave, what do you feel about that first major rotation with the turtle? Right before Echo makes a play, can they get it?
Oh, Divine
Oh.
Judgment brings Man over to his own turret there. Lola actually gonna be able to find a Ji Kundo, and that's gonna be the Dawning Light securing first blood. Gary still onto Benny. That's gonna be
Ling.
stun coming in by Benny. Gary with the passive blades. is able to actually cancel it out. Gets the kill down. Lola flickering out, taken low, but he is safe. 2 for 1. Team Hawk with the better value.
They definitely traded. Now getting the Brody taken down. Brody's strong early game. Should kind of stop that momentum and allow BH to safely farm. That's going to be really good. Look at Min though. Just being a nuisance to the entire side of Echo. I gotta say the first rotation for the entire side of Echo was pretty smart. They made it the jungle, take the blue away. Look at the damage.
Did they succeed?
From Savior.
Oh yeah, no, that's Gary.
Yep.
Let's grab that purple.
Carl TZ was actually able to secure it, yeah? Against Gary here, who didn't have the retribution on time. Again, in this game, it does feel like Team Hawk are getting a lot of kills, and I do feel like for the Beatrix, it's not going to be an XP lane Beatrix the entire game. It's just going to be the XP lane Beatrix up until the 5th minute. Then they're going to swap.
At the 5th minute, though, the gold cards and the XP cards, they don't exist anymore. So again, I think it really was the intention to win the lane.
Yep.
And so far, they're making it there, but they're not converting to much because, again, the major objectives are going to Echo.
Yes, I mean, and Echo is playing really smart again in this game, right? Their rotation, they're playing the Hawk game in a sense. We're taking aggressive to your own jungle, taking lane's jungle. No lane's weak in jungle, have to use the retreat just to secure objectives. You can now, because of the early play from Carl TZ, from Team Echo, now Ling is forced to not contest any objectives, but to go to the other side to steal scraps, really, right? 1 or 2 small camps.
Slowly but surely, they're starving Gary. And it may seem like Echo, 5 minutes in, found their way back into the series.
Here in the mid lane, you can already see some damage being placed down, but Carl TZ on the Fredrin, he can just soak that damage in. Min and Gary will not be able to actually dish out as much as Carl TZ sustains, especially when he's already he's very tanky now actually. Steals the purple buff away, and like you mentioned, Gary is not getting a say in the game right now. Divine Judgment pulling Min back. That's the real world ablation popped in as well. Gary, with the time of the blades, isn't able to dish out as much damage as he would want to.
Yep, and all this time, THQ making the most of it. Panda was pushing up top. That's a tier 1 going down.
And that's very important tier 1. We saw this happen in the previous game where tier 1 top happened, and then it's tier 1 bottom, but here goes Mlbb.
Beautiful cancel for that way the dragon, man. It was looking bad, but wait. Carl TZ solo? 1v1 Panda taken down in the XP lane as Gary looks for a trade here. Oh, that's the cutoff. Yaoi finding the sandwich maneuver, holding on. No, doesn't have the Divine Judgment actually. Gary gets out with the Finch Poise.
Oh, here we go. The split push meta from Hawk now. You know, actually, a little bit of uncharacteristic from each side. They're playing each other's game in a sense, right? We know Echo to be the split push, but now it's the other side from Hawk. They're playing Ling. Oh, here we go. Yaoi, he does have the ultimate, does have the flicker though.
Not enough damage between the 3 of them down there. And it's impressive how Carl TZ has gotten to this level, right?
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, stealing things away as much as he could from Gary. And yeah, Sanford so far did so well to keep Panda down, Mom. And now here's the eventual course correction. And Carl TZ is not letting go, man.
Oh, here we go.
Lola able to find the way the dragon, but the Virtual Eye connects Sanford in the 2v1 right now. Lola still able to knock him up. Temper the Blades as well, but the sustainability of Sanford is dealing so much right now. Lola gonna be caught, has the Shunpu, gets out, but Sanford is outplayed in 2v1. Sanji rotating, picking up a kill. The Sand combo, as that's gonna be Lola knocking Sanji up. Sanji still looking for the skill shot right now as Lola tries his best to sidestep the Sand duo. Picks up a double.
And that's why Sanji plays carry mid. He's so accurate on everything he does. Look at those pinpoint accuracy on skill 1 here. Oh, flicker from Yaoi coming to the mid though.
And that's Yaoi backing off the damage from the Dawning Light and from Min, just poking him back.
All right, so already we can say clearly Echo ahead. And look at this, 4v1. Can Carl TZ survive?
Oh, yes, he can. The Appraiser's Wrath gets him the HP back, but not for long. Not long enough for the other members to come through, but Sanji wants revenge. Man is down, and Echo are still holding on to the lead, even forcing more from Team Hawk.
That's a man down. I was just about to say before the Saver, bit the dust, there is some signs of life from Team Hawk, despite being down about 4K here, 8 minutes in. Man is their late game insurance policy. The fact that he can defend from anywhere and help open up the map alongside Gary could be their ticket into staying in the upper bracket.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. I mean, yes, right now the way it's going towards Echo. Here comes Steel Play though.
Oh, Sanji's actually going to be the one engaging here.
Man.
The real world, oh my god, it almost just takes man down. Benny with the flicker. And Lola with Way the Dragon, but it's only onto Yaoi. A misplay here as it's man down again.
You were saying, Dave.
Oh, I was just saying that late game, that Team Hawk might have the late game insurance to actually make a comeback. But right now, because the play the entire set of Echo's making, it doesn't seem like the insurance is going to do much.
And so far, Echo has not let go. Again, for the longest time in the series, game 3 and 4, Echo was down. Now they are back in the driver's seat, 5K ahead. Gary already making a cut deep up top, but that's not going to stop Echo from taking this tier 2 turret. Echo is feeling it. They're not going to the lower bracket. They have recovered, but Team Hawk, it's not too late just yet.
Yeah, they need a few minutes for Team Hawk though. Right now, Beatrice not online yet. You can see even though she was there in the team fight, but she couldn't do significant enough damage in a short period of time. And look how tanky the entire Echo is, right? Yaoi is tanky, Kartiz is tanky, even Sanji, you know, as the one of the tankiest mages, should I say, in the entire game. I mean, this gotta go to like, what, 15 minutes at this point in order for Team Hawk to stay in this game.
For a chance even to think about it, right?
Yes.
So how do they stay alive for 15 minutes? Well, number one, yes, continue cutting the lanes. Because again, at least Gary's making a leeway, took that tier 1 down bottom. But that aside, maybe defend from the base. I'm wondering what Man has built so far. Last we checked, I think, he had 2 major items, right? The Enchanted Talisman and the Clock of Destiny. Because that's going to be the major difference. At least Team Hawk has good wave clear.
They do. Bennett plus Xavier plus also, I don't know if I want to say a solid front line, right? They have Min and they also have, oh, that's a damage show, by the way, right? So I don't know what the front line, man. That's going to be Divine Judgment pulling man back. And that's not what you want if you're Team Hawk. Exactly what you want if you're Echo. They're going onto the base. That's so much damage.
They want to end.
Onto man. And once again, Gary's going to fall. Benny is massive.
GG!
Echo end the game. They recover and they secure it in a best of 5. 3-2. They send Team Hawk to the lower brackets.
What's going on in the crowd? More than just the team members of Echo. It looks like our audience here in Sinayan are all in. Echo goes through, staying in the upper bracket while dropping Team Hawk into the lower bracket to fight for tournament life.
What a series. The first full best out of 5 series. Are we going to see this again in the entire upper bracket? Team Echo, this game, even though the Gib held up, but they played their own game. They played aggressive with the Fredrin and the Brody, the full dive, they're committed to the textbook style, and look what it has done.
It's been a while since I've seen a Brody that welcomes the aggression, that actually knows its job, because usually when you pick a Brody, it's because the opponent has picked a Ling or a Hayabusa to try and stop it, or like a Lancelot. But here, it looked like Benny Cutie understood that he was a mobile turret. He knew that as long as I win my lane, Carl and I guess Sanji at this point can just win everywhere else.
The second Gary lost the purple buff, I think it was just really tough for Team Hawk. Their composition was really banking on the fact that Gary is able to at least scale properly, right? Get to those item power spikes. But the reverse sweep is denied by Echo as they walk back here. You can see them on the stage, loud and proud.
That's the victory march by the runner-ups from MPL of Philippines. The return of Carl TZ to the world stage.